windows open that might have this. There are. There we go. We are streaming. I think. Where's restream? It's there. Ding. It's telling me we're live.
Iain and Katherine, fork it up. How dare you?
Well, why are we on a pause there? I don't want to play preview. We're in chat. Let's just check. Let's just check the chat. Check the chat. There's your Twitch.
There's me sniffing.
There's the YouTube. Boom, boom, boom.
Don't
Don't want studio. I want channel. Your channel. Chat. There's your Twitch. We're in. Live. All right. We got Jenna, Ryan, Quiet Bloke, Ever So Gatford, Walter Gooey Blob, Zermut. I'm wearing my Lucy Apples t-shirt. I got a 3XL for some reason. I don't know why, but actually I'm loving it.
You're enjoying the spaciousness of it all.
I'm loving the space. It feels very quiet.
Yes.
Is it quiet to you?
Is it just quiet in our ears?
It's coming out there.
Why
Why is it so quiet in our ears? How's it sounding, guys? How's it sounding? I thought I'd set stuff up and I hadn't set stuff up, so we're gonna have what they call a soft launch.
Yeah.
That's what they call.
Gatford says it's not quiet there,
Okay, it looks like it's not quiet.
but it sounds quiet.
It's all good, is it? I just check the microphone's at a solid 62. I'm just going to go up there. That should do that.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like it's not quiet. It's quiet here. Oh, I know why it's quiet here, because I haven't turned the volume up.
Oh, he.
Hold the line, please. Oh, no, this won't actually do it. Since Windows 11, I don't really understand it. I want to change you. There we go. Right, we're in.
Yes.
We're rocking and a rolling, Barbara Ann. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to do this. Now, if you're listening to this podcast going, oh, it's the free 30-minute podcast, I like that. Well, I've got some news for you. It's not the free 30-minute podcast. You're getting the whole 2-hour, whatever it is, show tonight. There's a very, very pathetic ping on the bell there.
Oh, I overstretched myself yet again.
This is my new cat, Lucy Apples. Wearing a t-shirt with her name on.
This is not actual size. She's much smaller
She's
than that.
smaller than that. So, so this is it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracting myself. You're getting the whole show, freeloaded, etc. How is it that we're able to do a show? Well, it's very, very simple. It's because of our Patreons. They pay for you. If you're watching the show, there's a Patreon QR code. Scan it, sign up, or you can give us some money there. We got quite a few. We didn't do a show last week, so we've got quite a few new people. So if I miss them,
It's not because we don't love you.
I cannot find your names. I apologise for that. But we are grateful to everyone that has signed up. Patreon.com/Iain and Katherine. So there is a lot to get through this evening. Katherine, you've set up a special guest for tonight. What's happening at 8?
Well, as you know, I like to waste time on TikTok. But on one occasion, my time was not wasted. I was rewarded, Iain, with a live radio programme, Fork FM.
Now, you sent me a link to this. I went, what is this shit you've sent me? Because I didn't watch it long enough.
Yeah. And then you watched it.
Well, yeah, carry on.
It's a man called Iain Crawford who loves all things cutlery and specifically the tined variety. I'm talking forks.
Because his email has spoons in.
Yeah, I wonder if it does dabble in spoons now and again.
Well, I've asked
Maybe
him
he's
if he
moved
does
on.
forks, but clearly I've misunderstood. So he's coming on at 8.
Yeah, he's really good and funny.
So that is exciting news. It's going to be a weird old show tonight. Thank you. Some of you know stuff that's going on, and we'll get into that. But suffice to say, it is sapping my soul. It is sapping my soul, and it's just like, why is every stage of this got to be a fucking fight? But it is. However, we'll get to that later on. I do have things to talk about. There was some good stuff last week. The Man from Del Monte played their first gig in 35 years in front of 500 ravenous fans. It was a resounding success. And a bit later on, if you will indulge me, and you will, I'm going to play you one of the songs. Because I want you to see how exciting it was for everybody that was involved, including the band.
Yeah.
Because the band are grinning from ear to ear, and the audience. So a bit later on, God, it's like a proper show, isn't it?
Yes.
It's throwing ahead. A bit later on, we'll show a bit of that.
There are parallels, aren't there, with a film? Oh, you wouldn't know. There's a film called The Search for Sugar Man.
What's that about?
It's about a guy who had a hit and didn't realise how big he was. He went off back into obscurity and decided that maybe that was his one chance at fame. And then he comes back and then he realises how much he's been loved and appreciated all along.
This is a gag for the hardcore amongst you. If you get that, you've been around since, I would say, since phase 3 of my career.
Yeah. It's a good documentary, though.
I had a haircut.
You should watch it.
I might watch it again. You should watch it. You never watched it. It's good.
I did. I didn't watch it. No, you had to keep telling me about it.
A lot to talk. So I was in Manchester, and I love Manchester. I was staying in a little place called Somerset, which is near Bury.
Bury. Mm-hmm.
And
Bury Market's got really good pies.
And they played a gig at Band on the Wall, which is just what a fantastic venue. And then the next day, before they played a gig in Rossendale, which is about half an hour out in this tiny little art centre, I went for a little wander around the centre of town. I went to Annie's, owned by Jenny McAlpine and her husband Chris. Went and had a nice strawberry ice cream sundae with crushed up jammy Dodgers in that was the size of my freaking head.
You sending that picture has sparked something of a jammy Dodger frenzy in my house, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
I had to buy the mini ones for the lunches.
Crush it up and put it in strawberry ice creams. That thick glutinous strawberry syrup all over it. It was great. So that was nice. Oh, we've also not heard about LA.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But I had a little wander around town and was doing the charity shops as I do. And I walked past a second-hand bookshop. And I thought, I'll go and have a look at some second-hand books. And I went in. And there weren't very many. It was weird. It was quite narrow. And then there was a bit around the corner. There weren't that many second-hand books. There were a few. But I thought, well, this is quite sparse. And then I noticed by the counter they had a box of Knave magazines, which are like sort of very, very soft porn magazines from the 80s. Like, oh, okay. It's not maybe. I thought, I'll go around the corner. And you go around the corner, and it's just old grumble mags. The whole thing is filled. So you've got a box here.
And you happened in there, did you?
I swear to God, I was so embarrassed. There's like a big 3 bins of escort magazines, 3 bins of men only.
Ugh.
You've got
you don't want them second hand.
No, you've got all your razzles, right? And it's that thing. I walked round there and I thought, oh shit. And there's 2 men behind the counter. And I thought, right, I either have to just walk out and be obvious that I've come into the wrong place, or I have to style it out and then sort of go, there's nothing I fancy. I did the latter, but I have never felt so grubby in my life.
So you found the repository of all that hedge porn
God.
From our youth.
And then I was telling my friend Danny at the gig, he went, oh yeah, I know that shop.
Did he happen to go in there as well?
It was horrible. Why would you have
Second-hand
grumbles. It really was. Yeah, Fiesta. Honestly, they had it all. They had it all. And it was very. Oh, it was thoroughly unpleasant.
I'm not going to ask.
Go on.
You know when people go into old bookshops and go, "Oh, I love the smell of old books." Let's just leave that there.
But I did see some things I like, so I left a deposit. Last week we took the week off.
Oh my God.
For stuff, and we'll talk about stuff later on. But let's have some fun before we get to the heavy shit. And the week before that, you weren't here because you were upstairs sleeping off your jet lag. So
took me a week, by the way.
LA's a long way away, and it's a big time difference because people think, oh, it's New York, but it's like double New York. So they haven't heard about your school trip to LA.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Katherine, please.
Over to me.
Please.
So just for those that don't know, it is relevant. It wasn't just a jolly because mine is a specialist media school. So the kids there learn about film production. They know how to edit. They film their own stuff. They present their own stuff. It's all that kind of thing. And so what we want to do is show them what they could possibly want to move into. So while we were in LA, we went and saw behind the scenes at the studios, walked around all the back lots, got the full tours. Incredible. I had no idea that a lot of the films we watch use the same streets over and over again.
The fountain in Friends is also the same fountain used in The Monkees.
I sat right in front of it. I touched it.
Yeah.
And so there was that. We also went to the set that they used for Star Hollow, which was a big hit with a lot of my students because they love the Gilmore Girls, which, by the way, I tried to watch last week. It's absolutely terrible. But they were all sitting on the bandstand acting out scenes. It was they absolutely loved it. So the kids got loads and loads out of it. We also had some fun days, like we went over to Universal Studios, which is you can do a studio tour, but that's almost a ride in itself. But there are loads of sort of theme park rides there as well. It was fantastic. We had a really good time, but my body clock was absolutely shot, right, for the entire week. So I'd get up in the morning and be fine, and we'd have breakfast with the kids, and we were out by 9 o'clock every day. And then we'd come back to the hostel we were staying at, which makes it sound worse than it was. It was nice. Well, there were three grown women sleeping in bunk beds, but apart from that...
It was better than my image of what a hostel is.
Yeah, it was all right.
Very
Do you know what? It was all right, and it was a good base for doing what we were doing. We were in Santa Monica, quite near the pier, so you could have a walk down there, and it was fairly safe. The kids had a really, really good time, and we got through it without incident, which is always a bonus. So yeah, we get back about 5 o'clock. I would go for, let's call it a lie down. I had to set my alarm clock though because we had to go and check they were back in their rooms by 11. Upon which I would go around, check all the kids were where the kids should be, and then go back to bed. So my evenings in LA did not quite pan out the way I hoped they might. I think we went out the first night, and then the rest of the time I was unconscious, and that went on the whole week. And then when we got back, I was exhausted for a week. Yeah, but what an incredible place! I wouldn't want to live there. If I had the money to be there and worked in that arena, I would not live there because it's weird.
I have a question. What does LA stand for?
Los Angeles?
No, it stands for Good Quality Entertainment and the Home of Dreams.
Stands for quite a lot of poverty, actually. And very rich people living quite near the motorway, from what I saw. But you do you. We went to Hollywood Boulevard, which is horrible.
It's a grotty place, LA. I dislike it. I always think there's a very dark vibe in LA.
There is.
Isn't there in other parts?
It's not even under the surface. It's there just floating on the surface. And then there are people who appear to be living a charmed life, although we know that isn't true either. That, once you get to quote unquote the top, it's still horrible. It's just one of those places where you think, yeah, no, you're right, there is a darkness about it. But there are also some excellent theme parks, and the Academy Awards Museum is fantastic. I saw the ruby slippers and everything.
You were supposed to go and be part of the audience of Jennifer Hudson's show, and it didn't quite work out to plan. Tell us about that, Katherine.
So we were supposed to be, the kids were in the audience or invited to be part of the audience for the Jennifer Hudson show, which is a very, very popular show, and she's great, and we love Jennifer Hudson.
Captain America was on one of the shows.
Captain America was on it, and the one I was going to go and see featured Coco Jones, who's also extremely popular. and talented. So we were given very specific instructions on what to wear. Block colours only, no red, no black, and no logos. And when we got there, we were herded to a parking lot, a multi-storey car park outside the studios, where we were held for about an hour. And then we were herded into a separate part of the car park and held for a little bit longer. And it was warm. And there were loads and loads of other people there, and they were wearing whatever they wanted to.
Okay, it's one of those. Yeah. I've been to parties like that where there's a dress code and no one observes it.
I went to a funeral like that once. It was a don't wear black funeral. I didn't. Everyone else did. It felt a bit like that. Anyway, I should have known. And then as I got into the part where we were kind of put in this sort of holding room before you, where there is a shop, by the way, so you can buy a memento of your experience.
Exit by the gift shop.
Enter by the gift shop.
Double bubble.
So we were sitting there, and then I was told that because we were in two groups, the group before us, one of the girls had fallen ill, and as I was medical lead, could I sit with her? So I sat with her in sick bay for the entirety of the other show. That was about 2.5 hours. But I got some excellent gossip from the nurse who works at the studios, and a good time was almost had. But it was, that was my job, and I was glad that little girl wasn't by herself. She was fast asleep.
Okay.
And I was staring at very blank walls, but it was fine. So that was my experience of the Jennifer Hudson show.
Did you enjoy LA?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I loved the trip.
Experience, yeah.
I don't know how I fixed the jet lag if I were to do it again.
We've got a phone call and something to be interested in. That's not a sentence. Let's do that. This is potentially one of our last ever phone calls on the show.
Oh.
Good evening, caller.
It's me again.
Hey, Alistair. Welcome to the show. You are potentially one. I think we only have a couple of months left of Skype being an active service. It is being closed, and that buggers things up immensely. I'm working on alternatives. I got a gift. I got a new SIM card for a new mobile.
A burner.
I got a burner, and there must be a way I can hook that up to the computer.
WhatsApp.
Do WhatsApp, yeah, because there's no other service.
Isn't that service on? Is it Microsoft? They have similar to Skype.
But Microsoft owns Skype. Are you talking about Teams?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got obsessed about 2 months ago when I suspected this might be the case about trying to find an alternative, and I could not.
Could we open a Google Classroom?
Oh, my God. Let's go to house party or something. So Zoom is on the way out, guys. 0203 286 6370. Skype is on the way out. I wonder when the last show is, because when does Skype close? Because if it's on a Friday night, we're in. May the 5th. What date is May the 5th? Because then we just do a farewell.
Bye-bye Skype.
It's on a Monday. So Friday, May the 2nd, guys. It's bye-bye Skype. Bye-bye Skype.
We'll break it.
Someone's got an album in, you would know this, called The Last Broadcast.
I don't know
Is it the guys who did the Snow Patrol? I'm not sure. Anyway, you can
why would I know about the guys that did Snow Patrol?
Well, no, I just remember the name of the album. That could be The Last Broadcast for Skype and Iain and Katherine together.
Let's send Skype out with on a hype. Going to Skype on a hype.
Let's break it.
Let's break
Let's
Skype.
Rinse it out.
Yeah. It's going to be. It's been a faithful friend for years and years and years, and I will miss it because I'm the only person out of the 3 people talking that knows the number off by hand. Even though one of the people talking, it's been part of her job for probably about 12 years, never bothered to learn it, which is disappointing. So actually, that tension will be released.
Don't number shame me, please. You can't remember faces.
That's a medical condition. Yours is just
How do
laziness.
you know? It's not, though. You say that. How could you say that as a mental health professional?
Because sometimes you've got to...
You think I'm just being defiant?
Home truths. Sometimes you've got to deliver home truths.
I've got some of those.
Anyway, Alistair, it's lovely to hear that wonderful, ageing, experienced voice.
Indeed.
Yeah. What?
Yes. I'm doing my will at the moment, so...
That's jolly.
You know.
Do we get anything?
I didn't know about my executors, whether I should choose my brothers or indeed you two.
Don't choose us.
Choose your brothers.
Don't choose us.
Choose your brothers. Yeah, don't choose us.
No.
I don't.
We're not trustworthy enough.
I'll have the cat.
Yes, she is gorgeous. Anyway, look, can I just say it's great to see you both back, especially you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Because I'm surprised you weren't put in an intern camp when you were there.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be the way of the world at the moment. So
It does,
glad
yes.
you got out safely.
Lucky escape. Lucky I'm not a journalist anymore. He would have had my number, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Dark times.
But, yeah. I'd love to see you, man. You know already that all my support to you in what you're going through, because I know it must be extremely difficult.
I'm going to be honest, Alistair. It's absolutely draining my soul.
Yeah.
It's not even been 2 weeks since I put that video up, and it is draining my soul. And I keep thinking, why has every stage of this got to be a fight? Why has everything got to be a fight? Why can't people just go, oh, yeah, that's shit. All right, we'll sort something out.
I tell you why. Because some people have got a lot to lose.
Some people have. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about it later on. I don't want to buzzkill, but I will talk a little bit later on because it is draining my soul. But it's nice to hear your voice, my friend.
The last item on
he's got an
to
agenda.
share with you before I go.
Any other business?
I think I got a particularly new way of a scam attempt. I got this is weird, but I got an email sent to the main address I'm using at the moment, which I'm not sure how that was. I mean, they hack email addresses, or they get lists of them, don't they? If you're not careful.
Yeah.
But someone emailed me, check out Epworth Pizza. Now, Epworth has a pizza shop, but it doesn't have an epworthpizza.com as far as I'm aware. But I would need to check with the owner. But the menu item, it had you could go to a menu page, and most of it seemed, it seemed genuine. But then I went to look at the kinds of kebabs, and it was like not full. Wasn't full of the stuff that I know they sell because I've had them. And weird.
Hang on, but what's the scam? Is it a scam, or are you just complaining they didn't have their full menu online? I'm confused.
No, I think it's a scam because if I'd gone to the menu and selected items and then paid,
Epworth Pizzas.
I don't think it would have gone to them. I think it would have gone to the scammer.
It seems like an elaborate way to, and somewhat niche way to make money.
Is it Benny's Pizza or Epworth Pizza?
Well, there's Benny's Pizza.
Yep, I'm looking.
This was called Epworth Pizza, but it's known as Epworth Grill.
There's two.
There's two here.
There's two. There's Epworth Pizza, and there's
which gets 2.3 and only has 12 reviews.
And there's Epworth Grill, which has 3.9. So they're two different places.
Yeah. So Epworth Grill is genuine.
Okay, but Epworth Pizza's genuine. It's just shit.
No, I don't think. I think that's been put up there by terrible people.
Well, why would scammers put up bad reviews? If it's going to go, look, Craig Custworth 6 months ago says, I don't like leaving negative reviews as I have my own business and totally get how negative reviews can impact future work. But absolutely shocking, wrong cold food sent. When we called to dispute, the guy on the other end was obnoxious and cocky, told us if we had a problem we had to complain to Food Hub, wasn't willing to acknowledge the discrepancy, and when we stated about leaving a review, he just replied whatever. He also scammed us out of £50,000. Oh, okay,
you're right.
You're right. You're right, Alistair, you're right.
So anyway, if anyone in and around or near Epworth, don't go to Epworth Pizza website.
Would you recommend?
Indeed,
So, would you recommend Epworth
indeed,
Grill?
Where it's shown on the map, I checked the address and it's office space. It's not a takeaway restaurant.
That might be why the food was cold.
Yeah, they show. Yeah, okay.
Trying to heat it on the photocopier.
It's perhaps the most niche warning we've ever had, but it's appreciated. Thank you.
Well, but it may be like, you're from your place, you order stuff, but they'll say something slightly different, and you think, oh, yeah, well, that's that one. And you'll order something for £20.
Okay, still talking.
And it's gone.
Okay. As are you. It's my clever way of cutting you off.
Really fancy a cold pizza now from an office space.
Mean Machine Dean's in the house. Yes, Skype is going. This has been our bread and butter for 12 years. It's going. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number, Katherine.
Yeah. Is it? Go on. Tell me again.
You know the last show, the week after the last show. 0203 286 6370.
I remember the 6370 bit.
Anything more on Los Angeles?
The girls tried crumble cookies, which is a big
yeah.
woo-woo.
Crumble.
Crumble.
Not ties in with what we were talking about earlier.
Not grumble. And we're disappointed. Very sickly. Virtually raw cookie dough type cookies with a great big heap of gloop on top. You don't really need a full size one if you go over there. Just get the sharer box. The taster box is the tip that I got from my sixth formers.
Bloke says, in some ways, Kath did the right thing not to bother remembering the number if it's going to be gone in May.
Yeah,
she's playing the long game.
Yeah. I knew it.
We watched a shit film.
When? We've seen several.
The Pamela Anderson one.
Oh,
it was rubbish.
Really?
It was. Oh, I got. And we'll talk about season 3 of Dark. No spoilers. It was rubbish. What was it called? The Last Showgirl.
The Last Showgirl. I thought it was going to be fun or moving or something.
I
thought it was going to be Pamela Anderson to win.
I thought it was going to be bleak and moving and a film about aging and becoming invisible as a woman.
Yeah, and also tapping into the sort of narrative that we know that Pamela Anderson has lived.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't, was it?
It was shit.
It was just...
Nothing happened.
It was a very flat film about quite dull people.
And it had kind of a happy resolution.
Did it?
Yeah, with the daughter.
And there are some tits in it.
Don't be rude about Dave Bautista.
But
it's boring.
I've got a controversial opinion as well.
Hot take. This is a new feature. It's called Kath's Hot Take. We're using it to replace the fact we won't have a phone number from May the 2nd. Kath's Hot Take.
You know, everyone's going on about how brilliant Honora is.
What is?
Honora.
I don't know what that is.
They won Oscars and that for it.
Okay.
It's about a sex worker who ends up rashly marrying a Russian oligarch's son and then gets sort of bullied into dissolving the marriage. It's supposed to be like a sort of, Cinderella story for the 2024s. Anyway, I didn't like it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I disagree with the Academy on this occasion. It was... I didn't really like anyone in it. Not one. So 2 thumbs down. I wouldn't bother.
We've got to address the elephant in the room. Dark, German TV series made by the same people that made that brilliant series 1899.
Yes.
And it just dawned on me, the really hot captain in 1899 is one of the people in Dark. I didn't get it till the end. Right, so it's German time travel. Start of it, set in 2019. Kids have been going missing 33 years ago. Kid from 2019 goes through a tunnel. He ends up 33 years back in the past, and he's stuck there. Right, fantastic. Season 1, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Season 2, 8 out of 10. Solid. Season 3, what the fuck is this shit?
Should have stopped at 2.
They should have done. I like the fact 1899 ended with no ending, no resolution. I like that. And I think they should have done that with this. And I know some... Go on.
Found that with Russian Doll, didn't we?
Oh, Russian Doll was series 2.
The
was
first
stupid.
one was amazing. Should have left it alone.
Stupid, the second one. And I know people are watching season 3, so I'm not going to spoil it much. But what it is, so there's basically, they can time travel 33 years in either direction, right? 33, 30, back and forth, right? And it just keeps cutting.
Did they not just do 2?
No, it keeps.
It has to be
back.
33.
It has to be 33, and it keeps cutting back. So you'll be like in like 1899 or whatever it is, and then it will cut to like 2053, and they keep going. Oh, the apocalypse. Which I found out.
They are German.
I found out after about 4 episodes that I googled it, and it's German for the apocalypse, so it's bleak.
Right.
They just keep going, the apocalypse. And then all season 3 is, and there is a big twist which I'm not going to say. I'll tell Katherine. Season 3 is basically, so you generally get 3 different versions of the same person: the younger, the middle-aged, and the elder, and they're all travelling around. And you'll get the older person,
like Maid and Mother Crone.
Yeah. The older person will go to the younger person of them and go, right, you've got to tell the middle person this, right? And they
won't listen to me. They're just kids.
The whole of season 3 is people turning up in other people's timelines going, right, that person's lying. Come to my time. Okay. And then, right. And then, what?
Something happened.
Oh, someone just gave us a Kofi. Kofi
you.
Annan. Thank you. This is your local pizza shop. Can you send us £50,000? Who sent that, you cheeky little sausage? Let me find out who sent that, because that is very, very kind. And those things, the generosity of humans needs to be acknowledged. I don't have to do it. Right, I'm going to spoil a little bit for Katherine about season 2. So season 1 and 2, they're jumping backwards and forwards in time. Coming back in a second, guys. Oh my God.
Sounds like cobblers to me.
Listen, if you've seen 1 and 2, watch it. Watch 3, because we need to talk about it. And then the whole thing it hinges on, they call it the origin.
Das Origin.
Das Origin, right?
Origin.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciated. The whole thing, the origin, like the whole thing is we've got to find the origin, because they're stuck in this loop forever, right? It's repeated an infinite number of times, and they're trying to find the origin so they can stop the cycle.
Yeah.
Guys, they change what the origin is like in the last episode.
Oh no.
It's something that was sort of mentioned briefly, but a big thing wasn't made of it. It's like, oh, this is the origin now.
Oh, wait. So, is that because of the writer's strike, or did someone get fired and they decided to bring
writer's strike in Germany.
Oh, sounds like there should be one.
And it's a shame, because it's a shame. It's a shame. In other business,
yes.
He said so I've started now watching, I'm going to watch the OA at some point. I've started now watching, is it called Black Summer, Dark Summer, zombie thing? It just popped up on my, you like this, you might like this. Yeah, all right, I'll have some of that, don't mind. Had a haircut.
Yeah.
And it was the bleakest haircut conversation. Nice barb. It's a 30-minute session.
What did he say? Do you think this will be your last one?
30-minute session, Ryan, in and out, right? And he said, so, it's been about 4 or 5 weeks. How's it been? I said, well.
You really want to know?
I said, there's been some real highs and there's been some real lows. I told him about the band. He said, okay. I said, do you want to hear about the real lows? He went, yeah. I said, oh, I'm hunting the paedophiles that abused me as a kid. And we chatted about that. And then is
that why you've got zoot up the back of your head?
Zoot at the back of my head. Then what was he talking about? Oh, then he was talking about how he got the train to the aquarium, London Aquarium, with his 1-year-old kid. And his 1-year-old kid was obsessed with pressing the button on the toilets on the train, but 2 junkies went in there to do heroin and have sex.
Oh, God.
That's topic number 2. Do you want to know what topic number 3 is?
Explaining to a 3-year-old what those people are doing.
The topic number 3 was, I told him where I lived, and he said, "Oh, did you hear about that murder?"
What?
I went, "No." "Yeah, sex game gone wrong, but it looks like he's going to get away with it. Looks like he got away with it. It's in the past tense. It looks like he got away with it." And we were talking about how someone had died being buried in a box in the garden, and the guy said, "Oh, we're just playing a kinky game of hide and seek."
And this is apropos living here.
That was and I said to him, "Well, it's certainly different from asking if I'm going anywhere nice this year, isn't it?"
And you should have said, "Been busy." But unfortunately, you both went off script, and this is what you get.
The final thing I have is I was in a charity shop the same day, and there were 2 older women. I would say one was like late 50s, one was mid 60s. And I overheard the conversation, and they were talking about dating rich men, right? And I know what she was trying to say, but they were both going, "Oh yeah, no, you don't want to date rich men." And one woman said, "Yeah, all they do is spunk on you." Now, she was clearly trying to say, there's a phrase like spunk it up the wall or something.
Spunk
to mean
their money on, yeah.
Spunk, yeah. But she said, "Yeah, you don't get rich men. All they do is spunk on you."
God.
And that's all the topics I've got.
Meanwhile, this week we had Ofsted. And now I have a cold sore.
Oh.
You do the maths. Didn't realise. It's one of those things you don't realise how stressful it is until it's over.
I can imagine. Oh, well, I can't imagine, actually. All I've got is what you've told me, and it sounds horrendous.
It's been a spectre that has been looming over my time since I started there 2 Septembers ago. Oh, they might be coming. And so, yeah, they did finally. And it wasn't as bad as I had built up in my head. And actually, unusually, because I'm still just a trainee, I finish in May, they observed one of my lessons, which I was told they would not do. But when I was told I was up, I got I'm going to be honest, maybe I'm a pervert, Ian, but I got a certain thrill out of it.
Do you want to get buried in a box in the back garden?
No, let's not go that far. But I designed a really good lesson, and yeah, I'm a show off. And so I thought, right, bring it. Once I knew it was inevitable, bring it. And here's the beautiful thing that no one tells you about teaching sixth formers. They look after you.
Oh.
If they like you, those kids will look after you. And so whenever we have visitors in, they always behave beautifully. And they knew that this was an Ofsted job. And they were absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't have wished for anything better. So really, really proud of them. And quite proud of me.
You should be proud of you.
But
You
also,
did really well.
like the whole lot of us. So obviously we can't tell you what kind of findings they made, but I'll tell you when I can.
It sounds like it went decently.
It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt really good, and such a lot of it, like doing when we used to do the radio, right? Such a lot of it floats on confidence, being able to go with how you feel the best way to communicate an idea to teenagers. And, you know, I'm I'll tell them stories and I'll try and keep it interesting and I'll move about and do all that sort of stuff. And my PowerPoints are, you know, my own. But it's really nice to have someone who is kind of an expert in their field to give you a bit of a seal of approval, because you don't really know if you're doing it, quote unquote, right or not until you get something like that. But actually you do, because the results are the kids. But actually, I'm glad it happened. I'm also glad it's over.
Sammy in the chat, what the fuck are you doing?
What's happening?
My spidey senses, you've already been timed out. My spidey senses are tingling. As well as wearing Lucy Apple's T-shirt, I'm also wearing long sleeve under short sleeve. You can't really tell because this one's so big and it's the same colour. But I'm bringing it back. Long sleeve under short sleeve. It's coming back.
Yeah.
Jenna says the cleaner at my place of work was talking about her love handles but called them her beef curtains.
Oh my God.
Ross says, I bet Kath is one of the cool teachers. We had a teacher called Mrs. Nelson in the 90s. She let us talk about TV and music. We always would try harder in her lessons.
I don't know whether I'm the cool teacher, but they're certainly the cool kids. I really appreciated them.
Well done. I'm proud of you, kid.
Yeah.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. I love that job. even the hard bits. Oh, and then after all that fuss was over about Ofsted and everything, I couldn't go into college. I normally go to college on a Tuesday, and I hadn't because of this. I was helping out there, and I sent a little message to my college WhatsApp group, said, did I miss anything? They went, no, but you have got a deadline today. So I had to finish what's it called, an assignment that I've been sitting on for a while in a flurry. But actually, again, good. It put a fire under me, and it's handed in, and it feels good.
Don't know why I've made a fist there when you were talking about under you. That was more for strength.
Anyway, in short,
determination.
I've been a girly swat all week, and I'm exhausted, but fulfilled.
I think I might have liked one Twitter thing.
Go on.
Let's. I think I remember liking one. So let's see. Oh, this is great. My husband fake proposed to get us free drinks in a restaurant last night. This is great. And I try and do something similar. Whenever I book like a restaurant online, they always go, is it a special occasion? I always put it's someone's birthday. But you don't get anything. But this is great. Look at this. It's to get free drinks. I don't know if that's true or not, but that. Oh, it's Lino's birthday today. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. And I got a feeling that might be. Oh, this guy's good. We didn't watch this guy. So this guy's good at pretending to be a mannequin.
This guy is a real-life mannequin because he can hold his body so still that he looks like a wax figure. But this is an incredibly difficult skill because it involves maintaining complete stillness, even when falling or being submerged in water for a long time. While underwater, he still doesn't move a muscle, making it seem like he's lifeless.
I don't know, just made stuff like
I mean, yes.
Look, I think we saw this, didn't we? Cat with the fingers. There we go. And that's the end of that. I'm off to see the Sidemen football tomorrow. So it's YouTubers and dickheads. Dickheads, Jake Paul, KSI. The YouTubers are Nico. And
George Clarkey.
And they've just announced who the mystery special guest. It's just coming through now who the mystery special guest is. It is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is going to be at Wembley Stadium tomorrow, as will I. And I just think Mr. Beast is, you never know. Wouldn't it be great if halfway through, okay, guys, everybody look under your seats. There's $10,000 for each of you.
This is a smile. Not smiling.
Okay, guys, if you lift up your seats, there's $10,000 for every single person in this stadium. He could do that. David Turner's.
What if it's all a con? What if he's really not rich?
David Turner's boys are very excited. So we're going him and we're going with my boys. I don't know if I can play this voice note you sent me, David. I don't know if it's private. So I told, so I said to my youngest, Kim, have you seen the Sidemen news? It's Mr. Beast. He replied, I thought it would be him. So I went back through our messages, and 2 days ago I said, who do you think the mystery player is? He replied, IDK TBH. I don't know, to be honest. So I screenshotted that and sent it to him, and he went, IK, but I had it in my mind. I replied, BS. He replied, nah. So that's that. David Turner sent...
Would that count in an exam scenario? It should.
Hey, mate, yes, I will have those second-hand copies of Escort once you're done with them. Cheers for that. Let me know. You've had them for a while now. So just send them over. You got my address. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
I don't think it qualifies as second-hand until you hand it over, because they've only ever been touched by one hand.
I am second-hand. There you go, kid.
Tomorrow I'm going out on the razzle. I've got a sparkly dress and everything.
It's a big day for us, isn't it? Yeah. Go on, so tell me where you're going with the girls.
Me and my daughters are going to
exciting.
see Sabrina Carpenter.
That is going to be awesome.
Yes, it's going to be scandalous, according to people complaining about the Brit Awards. Imagine watching the Brit Awards and expecting it to not be a little bit rude sometimes.
Well, she did dress up in stockings and suzzies and pretend to suck off a soldier?
That's how she goes to the supermarket. And did she
Okay.
pretend?
That's going to be awesome. Yeah. Oh, David Turner says, has Katherine spoken about Nintendo Land? Because I was insanely jealous. Now, when I went to Japan 2 years ago, me and the boys went to Universal, excuse me, Universal Studios, and they have Nintendo Land, and it's really difficult to get in. They had a lottery to get in, or you could spend a lot of money to buy a special pass, and you get a chunk of the day. But you went to Universal in LA, you just wandered in.
Just saunter in,
Isn't that wild?
I think there's only one main ride in there. Were there more?
Did it have the thing where you could have a wristband and punch the squares and it go ding, ding?
They might have. There were some squares, but I just stood under them and hit them with my head.
Oh, I'd have given you my wristband because you'd have got points.
Know.
You go like ding, 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 ding.
Yep. It was great. I loved it, but I had a SNES as a kid, so it was a big, like you, David Turner's. I'm into a little bit of that old school stuff. Anyway, but it was fun. And we went on the Mario Kart ride, and they give you a visor, and then they give you a little electronic thing, and so you have to play a sort of a Mario game as you're driving around. And I was sitting next to this little American kid who I think was on his 4th go around, and his parents had given up and just let him sit next to whoever. And he was sitting next to me, and he was talking in my ear all the way around. I couldn't understand a word he was saying, but I was going, oh yeah, really good, really good.
Shut up, rat. Shut up.
Mate, it was his ride, and we were just we were just living in it. But we had really, really good time. Harry Potter ride we went on, and that was kind of not virtual reality, but there was a lot of sort of screen work going on in it, as with the Mummy ride. But the Harry Potter ride sort of did flip you around quite a lot. One of my colleagues, when we got off, had to go and puke in a bin. So 2 thumbs up. She shouldn't have had the breakfast burrito. Who's growling?
That's Lucky is growling at Lucy Apples. Lucy Apples, do you want to come and be on the internet, darling?
Could you stop antagonising, please?
Lucy Apples is now she's not in heat. God, that was an awful 7 nights with the cat in heat. Sweet Jesus, it's pretty much 24 hours. Oh my God, I was getting very resentful, but she's been done. She is adorable. She's a bit bigger than she was. Wearing my Lucy Apples tee. I adore her. She's a daddy's girl. She follows me around everywhere. Getting ready. Going to be a new foster soon. I nearly had an emergency foster this week.
Oh.
And I'm kind of like, I don't really want another cat at the moment, but we'll do it because that's what we do.
Well, it can't be another failed foster now. It's too close.
I'm not having another cat. Lucy Apples was very, very special, and totally we found each other. And she's adorable. We're 15 minutes away from, what's this guy's name? Ian Crawford.
Ian
Crawford.
From Fork FM.
From Fork FM. We're going to talk to him. Then after that, I want to show you a little bit of what I got up to in Manchester. After that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the shit that's going on. Then I'll show you a little bit of what happened in Manchester as a palate cleanser. And then we will have an Eldorado. There's a director of Eldorado that might come on the show. I need to email him. Hopefully, last week's episode is not the harbinger.
Yes, harbinger
of what is to come
Kim
now.
Basinger?
Hopefully, because last week's episode was double dull. Harsh says, "Where do you get a Lucy Apples t-shirt?" I don't make them as much. I'll put it up. Do you know what? I'll put it up on Scott's on the TLNA shop. I'll put it up on that.
Lucy Apples is a sweetie.
Can I tell the story of how I fell out with the website creator this week? Probably not. So yeah, I'll put a Lucy Apples thing up on the merch store. What were you talking about? I've forgotten.
Harbinger, Eldorado.
Last week's was so dull. This is one of my favourite pictures. I'm just to show Katherine. Look. Look at that joy. It was so dull. But the people on the Eldorado Facebook page, it's episode 50-51, and they're saying, all right, it's starting to get good now. Also, they've dropped some of the episodes that are being shown, and they've shown some in the wrong order. So they showed
UK TV. They're watching it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they showed the episode where Joy was getting on really well with Baby Clive, and then the episode where he was being a dick.
Oh.
Wild, right?
That's strange.
Here's the thing. We started watching Eldorado on Catherine's birthday, August the 12th, 2023.
And we're not even halfway.
23. Sorry, Jimbo, we got no camera. I don't think we can get a camera up and running on there. Sorry about that. Oh, and now we can't hear you, and I'm not doing the thing, I swear to God.
Please not. Oh my God, I'm lip reading.
I swear to God, I'm not doing a thing.
Shall I lip read?
There
he is.
He's him.
To get rid of this Skype, it loses your settings every time. Hello.
Hi.
Jenna's doing a rewatch of on the one that's on UK.
Whoa. She's rewatching Eldorado.
But she'd also started rewatching your rewatch.
She's not. I love it. This is why Jenna's my favourite.
Yeah. It was the one earlier where Blair was threatening the homosexual gentleman of revealing that he was homosexual. And he pushed him in at his waist, which looked really weird.
Yeah.
So that's where Jen's up to for everyone who wanted to know how far back into.
Spoiler alert, Pilar is about to be kidnapped.
Oh, okay.
Pilar?
I bet Tandy's behind that.
Possibly.
Or could it finally be those swarthy gentlemen who stood in the back for 5 episodes that could be finally doing what they're supposed to?
It's such a fascinating, not fascinating, it's a dull, but it's such I find it is a fascinating program. It's so bizarre.
It's a slow grind towards oblivion.
Well, speaking of slow grinds, the elderly horny couple, people on the Facebook page hate them.
Do they?
They hate them. And also,
why are they shelving fans?
Jim, all of them are raving about how the mental health storyline with the brothers saying it's sensitively handled, that those young lads are doing so well dealing with the issue of schizophrenia. It's and I think the brother is about to go soon because of that. But people are going, it's such good acting. It just shows what that show and those young men are capable of.
So we were skipping through the thumbnails on the Sky Q box earlier, and every time we saw him, I just did an impersonation of him saying, "My brother's talking to his pots and pans."
Yeah,
it's that
sensitively handled.
Everyone get on the Eldorado Facebook page, because now everyone's posting their signed pictures that they've all got. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. I don't want to be kicked off there now. I want to stay there forever. It's so much fun on that page.
Hello to all the Eldorado Facebook fans.
Hey guys.
Fun times.
So
memories.
I have some news.
Oh.
I found out on Monday.
He's pregnant.
I'm pregnant, yeah.
No, don't get that.
I am being recognised as a chartered geographer.
Oh!
By the Royal Geographical Society.
The RGS.
Now, does this mean you get a pith helmet?
I get a pin, apparently, to demonstrate if I'm at any RGS events that I am chartered.
Can you go around the world in 80 days now? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think that's sort of like the induction is you have to do a willy fog.
Wow.
Oh, I've got a foggy willy. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, God.
So it's finally.
Congratulations.
Whenever you say
Arno.
I have some news, I always think, oh God, please let it be good news. Please let it be good news, because sometimes it's I'm being laid off again.
No, it's been a good 3 weeks actually. I've been here, there, and everywhere, but up to Birmingham, up to Manchester. But yeah, it's I'm being recognised left, right, and centre. So
now, if you're a geographer, why isn't there a great big map of the world behind you with pins in it?
He doesn't need it. He's got it in
is
his
it
head.
Well, I am the map. We've got a fridge magnet that says I am the map, but it's got Mickey Mouse ears on it.
I used to have an old headmaster whose favourite thing to do was to draw the map of the world in chalk on the board. What a show off. What a show off.
I used to do something similar, but it was for the West Midlands motorway network, so it's not quite as
I think that might be worse.
Yeah. Jen is married to a motorway geek, so.
Oh my God.
Well done, man.
Thank you.
Where are you in terms of season 3 of Dark? Because I need to talk to people.
So, I'm where I've been for a week and a bit. I'm still
Was that
partway
episode 1?
through episode 1 of season 3. Yeah.
I found season 1, I couldn't stop watching it. Season 2, first couple of episodes didn't quite connect, but then I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Season 3 took me about 10 days Because I'd watch half an episode and think, this is so boring, and stop. It's a slog. It does have an ending, which is I think a bonus that it has a go. I don't think it lands, and the journey there. If you ever finish it, let me know, because the journey there it's the apocalypse, the apocalypse, the apocalypse, the apocalypse. The apocalypse. Someone's got. I'm going to check see if someone's done a TikTok edit of everyone saying "the apocalypse" on.
I can do it from the voice notes you sent me the other day.
I just kept sending in voice notes going "the apocalypse."
I'm going. What are you on about? Yeah, fully intend to finish it. And Jen's out tomorrow getting her nails did. So.
Ooh, fancy!
So,
is that because she's now the wife of a geographer?
She's been having it done for a while, but I think it did coincide with me applying. So you might be onto something there. Yeah.
Bless her. Well, have a lovely weekend, both.
Yes, and you have a great time at Sabrina. That's amazing.
She's fun, isn't she?
It's incredible. And there's a little proof.
Hang on one second.
Ist das jetzt die Apokalypse?
Die Apokalypse?
Schon ein bisschen enttäuschend. Ich hab's mir irgendwie lauter vorgestellt.
Hang on.
Ist das jetzt die Apokalypse?
No one's done an edit of all of them. I'm thinking this could send me viral. The apocalypse.
Or insane.
The apocalypse.
Yeah. Sabrina's shows are incredible. I've watched a few of the dodgy live streams to what go because I couldn't get tickets.
But you saw Taylor, so
yes, yeah. I mean, I can't go to all the shows. We have got Olivia Rodrigo tickets for Hyde Park, so that'll be good.
Very nice. I do like a concert in Hyde Park.
We were supposed to go when Taylor was supposed to do it, but that was 2020, so obviously that didn't happen.
Because of the apocalypse.
Because of the apocalypse. Is Sabrina doing? I think Sabrina's doing Hyde Park as well. Yeah, because I was trying to persuade Jem, but I think we've decided we've spent enough money for now.
I think Bieber Doobie is supporting her at Hyde Park.
I am hoping. I saw on TikTok yesterday that Haim are in town. I'm wondering whether their support.
They've got new music, and they are part of the same group. They're part of Taylor's Orbit. I love them. So that will be one for me. If they turn up, that's one for me. Well, they're back on socials promoting all their music. I just find them hilarious. I love them. Yeah, their new stuff's really good. Agreed. So yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully it's time. All right. Well, I'll let you know. Take care, Mr. Jimbo, and lots of love to your wife, and lots of love to the society. I shall pass it on, definitely. I'll get you mentioned in dispatches.
Chowsy chow chows. Chowsy chow chows. It's all go. It's all go. We're 5 minutes away from Forks, so I'm going to go have a quick pre-fork pee, as you know. Oh, nice. Well, on the way back, and not on the way there, could you bring me a glass of water, please? Oh, thank you. We've got other chartered professionals, it would seem, in the chat. Thank you very much indeed for that. It's great to be chartered. I'm a chartered accountant and a chartered tax advisor, says doubly talented Harsh Singh. And Flaccid House, turns out, is CTA too. So there we go. Manic Jazz, I agree with you. Haim are amazing, and the bassist has the best bass face ever. I love that. And Alan Michael trying to get in on the geography chat with Oxbow Lakes. I think that is possibly one of the only geography lessons I remember. That one and tectonic plate theory. Goes like that. If you know, you know. Visionary Soup just wants to let everyone know she's on 3 episode 2, and Jimbo has just added subduction, which apparently is the way he got his hands on Jenna. Thank you so much, everyone. If you want to give us a call, do it quick, because we're about to have a very special guest on that was of my choosing. Oh, he's going to the fridge. Could it be that I'm about to get... Yay! Forget glasses, I've got an actual water bottle. Why are we not drinking out of the tap anymore? No, I tell you why. Because when I have clients here, I like to offer a bottle of water. Because that's the kind of guy I am. You're a nice guy. I am a nice guy. Let's open up Zoom. Do it. So tell us where you found... Let's close Skype while we do that. One lonely night, wandering on TikTok, I happened across a little face.
It was a man talking about cutleries, more specifically forks, and honestly, the stream was ace.
Okay.
And so I thought, you'll like him. So I sent you the link and you went, what the hell is this?
Well, I didn't watch it. I didn't see enough of it to get it.
And then when you did, you thought it was also splendid.
Oh,
and so we thought
great.
we came on because you can never know too much about forks. Fork safety, fork awareness, forking silly business.
We want gallery. That's what we want.
So let's game on while we can, while we have the technology.
Well,
They're not getting rid of Zoom, are they?
No.
Good, because that would be terrible.
Zoom
That would be a sabotage.
If you're listening to the podcast going, why is it longer than half an hour? I can't stand these idiots. Well, you can switch it off.
No one's making you.
Or we put this up because this is what we do every week. We do a 2-hour, 3-hour show pretty much every week for our Patreons behind a paywall, and for just $3.99 a month. 2 months ago, we had our biggest increase in patrons. Last month, we had our biggest drop. But by the by, for $3.99 a month, you get access to the shows every single week. We didn't do a £13 and above Patreon Zoom meeting last week, and for that we apologise. You know what's going on. We're going to do one. We're going to get one in hopefully the first half of March. So probably not this weekend. Maybe the Sunday after. I think would be a thing. So thank you for your patience on that. But if you're listening, you go to patreon.com/Iain and Katherine. Patreon.com/IAIN and Katherine with a K. And you can have a look at all the different tiers. I'm honest about we had the biggest increase and the biggest decrease. And do you know what? That's okay, because even if you sign up for a month and go on Kane, there's like 2,500 hours of podcast. If you just go and download all of those and then unsubscribe, that's absolutely fine. That's part of the deal. We get it. You're welcome to come and completely grab everything for a month and then go. We don't mind.
We don't force anyone to stick around.
We don't mind.
Come and go as you please.
Yeah, and it's today's a bit weird. We're going to talk to Iain, and we're going to do some heavy stuff.
He's Iain with one eye, by the way.
I know. I know. It's slightly put me off him. I look at one of my awards just glistening in the background.
I know. It's a reminder.
It's a reminder. And then we'll do some heavy stuff. Then I'll show you a little 4-minute triumphant film of Manchester, of one of the things I've been working towards for 35 years, but without knowing it for about 34 of those 35 years. And then we'll bring us back down again.
Triumphant, yeah.
We'll watch Eldorado again. It's
still on.
That's nuts. I knew Jenna had gone back and watched some of ours again, but she's also watching the show again on.
I think we can agree she's a woman of very particular taste.
Yeah, she's my favourite out of all the women.
None taken.
Okay,
it's fair enough.
And honestly, guys, if you have even the vaguest interest in the Eldorado, get on the Eldorado Facebook page, because it is those guys are having a blast over there. They are absolutely loving the fact that the show is back. They genuinely love it, and I take back everything I said about wanting to get kicked off that page. I want to stand. Now they're sharing the signed photos that they've got of the cast.
Gosh, they're booty indeed.
It's so good, man. It's so good. Right. Culture Cat says, did you know that ancient Greek forks had 7 spikes, all numbered 1 to 7? If a father broke his fork, he had to kill the son born in an order that matched the fork spike number. It sounds like bullshit, and I wonder why it sounds like bullshit, Katherine.
Because it is bullshit.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit. It is such a load of bull.
I don't think the Greeks had forks, but we're about to speak to the man who will have all the answers when it comes to forks and their accompanying spoons.
He didn't reply to my email. Should I be concerned?
No. Well, let me just check his own, because I've been talking to him on Tickety-Tock. Hang on. One moment, please.
Hold the line, please.
And I will tell him that we're awaiting his arrival.
Hold the line.
Oquado. Okay, I'm standing by, he says 3 minutes ago.
I sent him the link.
Do you see the link?
Via email.
So you'll see it.
This is exciting. I like people who are as shonky with technology as we are. They're my kind of people.
Well, he may not be shonky. There may be some explanation. He says 1 minute. Okay, he's keeping us waiting.
This is sign
show
of,
business.
It's like when you go and see the Beach Boys. They always come out 20 minutes later. Surfing. Here we go. Right. Okay. Hang on. Let's. So we want to do Zoom 2 people.
Oh.
I know.
To the Matrix.
I know. And he's going to join. We're going to go there. We're going to go there.
Here he is.
There he is. Katherine, over to you, please.
Welcome to Iain Crawford, the host of the illustrious TikTok show Fork FM.
How do? Am I coming through loud and clear? Is the technology working tonight? This is Iain Crawford talking from Sheffield, live.
You are coming through loud and clear. There is a slight delay, but I think it might be us.
I don't think there's a delay.
I know, just our responses.
Okay.
It could be that. You know they've landed that thing on the moon. It could be that.
It could be that interfering with it. Now, listen, Iain, do you want to... Because I was... Well, Katherine, you explained to Iain how you found him and...
Just mooching about on TikTok.
The algorithm, was it?
And there he was. I saw that hair and I thought, this is the man for me. And then I watched the show for a while and I was drawn in by the Fork Fact. Fork Fact.
Well, this is it. Thank you very much. I've had a busy week, what with all the work I do. I go around the schools, go around the hospitals, the old folks' home. They say, why do you bother there? But, if we can give folks 1, 2, 3 extra days of life by avoiding accidents with cutlery, my work is worth doing. And of course the kiddies, they've got the whole lives ahead of them. If they can get their heads out them screens they spend all day looking at. So I'm just helping to spread safety, making the world a safer place, one fork at a time. I always say this, I say think once, think twice, think fork, spoon and knife. And that way I'd like to spread a bit of safety. And for example, I bet have you guys used cutlery in the last 24 hours?
I did quite a short time ago. It's very...
I used a spoon. You used a fork?
I've had a fork in my hand recently, yes.
This is it. And people forget, they've been going on. They're only just jumping on the bandwagon with all this environmental stuff. You steal cutlery, yeah? Not only is it recyclable, it's washable, it's reusable, it is the friend of the dolphin.
We'll come to dolphins in a minute. You talk about going to schools and old people's homes to talk about cutlery safety. What are some of the biggest accidents, disasters that can happen with cutlery, and how do you prevent them happening?
Well, hang on a sec. How long have we got? I didn't know we had 3 hours.
Oh,
but here we let's start with a little one. We always start. Would you believe the most dangerous item in your cutlery drawer, size to injury ratio, is what?
Knife.
Spoon.
Katherine, you're closer. The teaspoon.
How has he got a different thing he's holding now without looking down?
He's got it at his fingertips. He knows his stuff.
People say, is it AI? No. It's just sleight of hand, experience and practice. But you got to be fast, you see, because you got to keep an eye on them kiddies. They don't leave me in charge because although I have got a certificate to say I'm fairly safe, they usually leave 1 or 2 members of staff just to be on the safe. You can't be too careful these days. I don't blame them. So the teaspoon is the one. This is the most dangerous item in your cutlery drawer. Size to injury ratio. I don't know. Did you? Yeah.
Is it because people leave it in the cups while they're drinking? Have your eye out.
Well, hang on a sec. There's no point being here if you know everything about cutlery, is there? Listen, you're right, though, because what about this? We had a 22-year-old fella last week. Terrible case. Stirring in sugars, stirring in 2 sugars. Nothing wrong with that if you ignore the inherent dangers of the high-calorie, high-sugar diet. No. The mistake he made, as you suggested, Katherine, he left the spoon in the cup.
Oh, no.
If he'd used spoon sense... he would still be alive today.
Wow.
What's spoon sense?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And I don't. Have you got one or two folks tuning in, listening to all this?
We've got about 250 people watching, so we've got some comments in the chat, which I will pass on in a bit.
I'm happy to answer questions as long as they relate to cutlery and cutlery-related items and general health and safety. I have got some advice about avoiding attack by wild bears later, but listen to this.
Okay.
The thing about the teaspoon is, spoon sense. If he'd used spoon sense, he'd still be alive today. He
died. He died, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, well, no, we mustn't laugh. But the thing is, and mind you, sometimes as we think about our own mortality, we can't help the odd giggle coming up.
Yeah.
It bubbles up, it comes out. I always say, let it out, and we'll move on.
There it was.
Oh, there it is.
That's it. Yeah, and again, and if you do hear a sound like a bit like a hyena trapped in a dishwasher, then and you look left and you look right, and then you realise it's you. Listen to this. What you got to do? Have you guys, can you help me? Perhaps we could ask your listeners and those two. Let's do spoon sense. So if you hold out an imaginary teaspoon, always do it in your right hand. I say, even if you're left-handed, just make an effort for once. Yeah, here we go, and we stir around and lock. That's just a practice. Here we go. It gets complicated. Stir once, stir twice. Now the hand opens up. Yeah. Leave the spoon. Just give it a gentle nudge. If you've got another arm, bring it across now.
If you've got
Bring it across now. Yeah, we say, listen, move on, and then the arms go in the air. Don't be shy. Arms go in the air. Spoon sense. Yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause.
I
well
feel
done.
so much
Why
safer.
you stir interestingly? You stir like that, whereas I would stir like that.
I'd raise a pinky.
Oh yeah, really. Well, the thing is, you're Ian. There, the problem you've got is you're a lot of splashing, hot water, hot liquids. That's not my business. The chap coming on next, he's going to talk about kettles. But listen, you need to be careful with hot water. Yeah. So this way it's safer. And I don't know if the camera's reversing it, but I always go clockwise. Although they did ask me to do one of these talks down in Sydney, in Australia. I went all the way there. And there, of course, because of the Coriolis effect, I always go anti-clockwise.
We got some questions. Georgie says, what are his thoughts on the spork?
Oh, yeah, here we go. I knew
Straight
there's
in.
always one trying to wind me up, trying to rile me after a decent week. Yeah, we do not officially. I think this fella knows. I think he follows me wherever he goes.
Georgie, I believe, is a woman. Yes.
Doesn't matter. It's 2025.
Yes, in disguise. But listen to this. We do not officially recognise the spork, and there's a reason for that, yeah? And that is because the majority of sporks that I've come into contact and that we see these days are still plastic. Yeah? And there's a problem with that. We always say plastic is drastic, keep it real with steel. Yeah. And the thing about the spork, it's interesting you say about Georgie being a female there. It is the 21st century, but what is a spork? I'll tell you what it is. It's a spoon that identifies as a fork. Good luck to it. But we do not officially recognise the spork. Thank you.
Okay.
Next question.
Visionary says, is Amber, who is is a long-handled teaspoon okay?
Well, it depends how long the handle is, of course, because if it's really long, you might need 2 or 3 of you to handle it, if you will. But yes, it is okay. But be careful, and if you slip your trip and you end up with that in your eye, you've got a problem. It is okay, and it's interesting to think about what is the largest cutlery item that we can think of, and what is the shortest cutlery item. The pie knife, for example, is one of the largest cutlery items, and of course the bride's knife. That's its traditional name, if you will. So do forgive me, it's not me being genderist, it's just the name of the item. It's the bride's knife, used traditionally either for slicing the wedding cake or indeed slicing something off the groom if he decides to cop off with one of the bridesmaids.
When does cutlery become a kitchen utensil? Is a soup ladle cutlery?
Yeah, this is a cracking question.
Thank you.
I think if it's in the kitchen, if it's made of steel, and of course we're talking about steel alloy. Now, just before we answer the question, but basically, yes, if it's shiny, if it's sonorous,
yes,
we can hear it, yeah? It's got the components of the metal, and it's made from an alloy. Now, let's just test yourself. Basic chemistry here. What metal are we looking at here? What have we got in there?
Katherine? Well, steel is iron and metal.
Iron and
Aluminium.
something
Aluminium.
else. Yeah, aluminum, as the Americans
Tin.
might say. Tin. Silver.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
We're having fun. I know you're just winding me up. Yeah, typically, of course, steel is mainly iron, tempered as an alloy, often with carbon, certainly in small proportions. But if you're lucky, a little bit of chromium, a little bit of titanium, these sorts of elements to give you the perfect alloy. So if you've got something shiny, something that'll ring, something that could be bent, but don't do that unless your name is what was he called? Do you remember
Uri Geller.
Uri Geller.
Uri Geller. He had massive biceps, the way he could bend them spoons. I tell you what. Yeah, but don't bend your cutlery, folks. But it is flexible, it is durable, and anything that shines, as long as it's not a spork, in your kitchen, then I would call it a cutlery item. But to be honest, if you don't mind, I work for the Steel and Cutlery Manufacturers Allied Trades, Industries and Guilds Association.
Ah, that's interesting.
SACMATIAGA for short.
I didn't know that. So are you potentially coming from a place of bias? I always think, follow the money. Follow the money. Suddenly, you're sat with the money.
Well, if you think about it, we're trying to keep people alive. We're stopping them tripping. We're stopping them slipping. We're stopping them injuring themselves so that they can carry on buying cutlery items.
Yeah.
And yes,
big cutler.
Follow the money. And we're doing our best, of course, to stop the plastic. What about this? Do you guys like toast? Do your listeners like toast? Is it popular
enjoy
around?
a piece of toast, yeah.
I like toast, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we're getting a lot of accidents reported, people spreading butter on toast. Use the butter knife, use the table knife. It's ideally designed. Look at this. One tip I can give you. Look, let the knife do the work, yeah? Let the knife glide from side to side. Notice, by the way, how my fingers are in the air there. Not only acting as a natural counterweight and balance to the steel alloy knife, but also warning anyone around me that the knife is in operation.
Get back.
You're on... You finished?
Oh, yeah.
You're on TikTok, and we know the internet can be a very dark, unforgiving place. What is your audience like? Do you get a lot of abuse? Is it mainly supportive? Do you get trolls?
And do you get any sexy stuff?
I'll tell you, one step at a time. It is the weekend, so you never know. Although Mrs. Crawford is currently busy watching Coronation Street. Now then, listen, but you never know. It could be my lucky week. But the main thing people have had a go at, and thank you for not picking up on it, is the hair. People say, oh, hairpiece syrup, syrup of figs, etc., etc. And I want people to know that this is real hair.
Yeah.
At least it was when it was glued on in Turkey 3.5 months ago, and it cost me. It was good, £2,500, includes your flights, hotel, all inclusive. And although they blindfold you when they put you in the minibus to take you to the clinic, they don't want you to know exactly where it is. Yeah, yep. You get a free return trip there and 14-day money back warranty. So that's the only thing people have a go at me here, but it's real.
Okay,
really glued on.
Jealousy is a very ugly emotion, don't you think, Iain?
It can be, but then again, I sometimes look at people's cutlery and think, crikey. Yeah, but we're all prone to it. It's something we need to resist.
When my first marriage, and it happens to a lot of people, we got a big, like a sort of briefcase of cutlery, canteen of cutlery, they call it. What do you think, Iain? Do you
did you keep that?
Do you take it? Do you take?
Have you still got that, or is it?
No, we used it. We took it out and we put it in the drawers and we used it. We didn't keep it for best. We used it.
Yeah.
Were we wrong then? Should we have kept it for best, or should we have just used it every day?
Well, I guess I could say if you had hung on to your cutlery, maybe hadn't been so impetuous. Is that the right word, do you think?
It was headstrong, yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps, you'd waited and saved it for Sunday best, or maybe saved it for when the in-laws came round. Who knows? You might still be at home with that young lady instead of sat where you are now, chomping on a pot noodle.
Old lady.
With a.
That's my girlfriend you're talking about.
Well, listen, my friend. But no, on a serious note, I think you actually did the world of cutlery a favour there by not just admiring it, not just holding it up and putting it in a museum, but making use of it. And then if it gets bent, if it gets misshapen, if it gets lost, and I'm talking there about the cutlery, not your partner, then if that should happen, then, of course, buying more cutlery is really what I like to see. Yes.
Yes, it's fulfilled its destiny, I think.
I think so. I love to see, but on this point, I do love it because I always slow down when I go past a charity shop, and now and then you'll see a canteen of cutlery in there, and boy, if they could speak, they'd tell a tale or
They'd
two.
scream broken marriage.
Okay, let's talk about the order of cutlery in the drawer because we've got some controversial. Liam has said
this is actually what I confronted him with when I joined his TikTok feed.
Okay,
I think it goes knife, fork, spoon, little spoon.
Well, yeah, I have knife, fork, spoon, little spoon, but also within the little spoons, I have skewers and I have chopsticks. Liam says knife, fork, spoon. Jimbo says fork. What? This doesn't make sense. Fork, big spoon, teaspoon, knives.
The man's a pervert.
What is that?
Now, there are a few different views on this, and for example, depending on your own approach to life, you might like things to be alphabetical, in which case, of course, you've got your ABCs, you've got your DEs, and then you've got your F, and that's your fork. Yeah. And then you've got pretty close after your F comes the letter K. I can't. Is that right? A, B, C, D, F, G. Yes. H, I, J, K.
E, F, G, H, I, J, K.
K. Now, the only thing I will say, of course, then is your spoon. So if you're going alphabetical, feel free to do your fork, your knife, your spoon. And just while I'm there, by the way, it's got nothing to do with cutlery. But am I the only person? The letter Q is in the wrong place in the alphabet. Am I right?
Well.
It should be down the end with the other lot that we never use.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It comes too early. That's all I'm saying.
QRST. Yeah, it does actually.
It does, because it should be with the freaky letters, the Z's, your X, your Y.
Yeah, swap it with a V. I've always said swap it with a V.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Who do we write to?
I hadn't considered that. There's got to be...
Not the Queen.
You don't know the person who's, promotes the alphabet in the same way you do cutlery, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping that once Mr. Starmer's managed to sort out one or two other problems, that we can then move on to looking at the alphabet. Because we tend to assume it's okay as it is. But most keyboards I've used are not alphabetical, so maybe there's something there. Yeah.
I wonder if it's to do with Jesus. It probably comes from the Jesus or the Bible or Shakespeare or something. It'll be one of those. That's where these things tend to come from.
I don't think Jesus used a keyboard, but if he comes back, he will have to learn basic typing skills.
He had a guitar. Imagine Jesus on a guitar. Sorry, that's blasphemy. I don't know if you're religious.
He wasn't. He would have been a rock and roll star. So in many ways,
I think so. He might
how
have,
do you?
Yeah, go on, carry on.
Lola says, "How do you deal with a left-handed guest for dinner?" You mentioned earlier that perhaps they don't make an effort. Is that your opinion?
Where do you stand on this terrible American practice of swapping hands?
Well, this is all interesting, and one job at a time. I will come to the Americans actually because they've got a big problem, and we've got left-handed guests, no problem. But I will never trust a left-handed guest setting the table. That way leads disaster. Yeah.
Okay.
I've only done it once, never again. Yeah. If they want to, put the fork on the right-hand side and the knife on the left. Move to France. They drive on the right, so why not stick your fork on the right? But listen, America, I'm glad you mentioned it. Listen to this. You go into America and you leave the airport behind you and head down the street and you think, I'm going to buy some cutlery for my auntie who happens to be American as a little gift. And you walk into a shop and say, do you sell cutlery? I say, cutlery, boy? Cutlery? It sounds like a disease. They don't know what cutlery is. They know silverware. They know tableware, what else? Flatware, but they don't know cutlery. To them, cutlery, I'm not joking, to them, cutlery, the only cutlery they know are hunting knives. That's their cutlery. Wow. So be careful. If somebody says, do you want to see my cutlery? And you're in America, you've got a problem.
You say, absolutely not. Right,
what?
Yes.
So I got a couple more questions. You go to the chippy. I don't know if you like chips.
I'm a big fan.
The little wooden stabbers. I always get them. Does that count as cutlery?
Of thought you scored. Listen to this. I know you're not winding me up on this one, but listen. We said plastic is drastic. We say wood is no good. The problem with the wood, it's okay with your chips, but there is a chance you'll end up with a splinter in your gum. Yeah.
That's
or
true.
worse, somewhere else. If you slip your trip, it could end up somewhere else. You will be spending your night in A&E, and in fact, probably about 3.5 days by the time they get to see you. So, wood is no good. Yes, it's better because it comes from trees, but remember, it's a dead tree.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a dead tree you're using. Whereas with cutlery, there are no trees killed during the cutlery manufacturing process.
Our friend Harsh in the chat says, I've got wood. Oh, shut up, Harsh. Sorry, I just realised what that meant when I said it out loud. Sorry.
Liam thinks he's going to lighten your day with this news. He says, I hope I'm not being too saucy, Ian, but my wife is silver service trained.
Hang on a sec. Whoa. Now you're talking my language there. In fairness, Mrs. Crawford, she's good at polishing the cutlery. She keeps the cutlery nicely sorted. And I met her, would you believe, in a restaurant. It was a cafe, really, to be honest. She was working behind the counter, frying the bacon. So I'm very jealous, very jealous, actually, of that indeed. Yes, but that sounds wonderful.
But my final question, I don't know if you have, what took you to TikTok? Why did you decide to move to TikTok? Are you on any other social media? Why did you go there?
This is a good question.
Thank
I thought
you.
if it's good enough for the Chinese, yeah. Now the point being that they do not use a lot of cutlery.
Right.
Now I don't want to be offensive, but you might have noticed there's millions of them over there using the chopstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the chopstick, as far as I'm concerned, great. You know, each to their own. But the chopstick to me is just the start of an unevolved fork. It's a one-pronged fork, if you will.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard to imagine a fat chopstick sliced in two. You've got a two-pronged fork. Even fatter, slicing in. Before you know it, you've got a fork. I'm just saying, I have used chopsticks. I'm just hoping that our friends in China, and I call them friends. I'm not insisting on any tariffs on their chopsticks at this stage. All I'm saying is please try the fork for a week, maybe a month, and if you don't like it, feel free to go back. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but that's what I think.
It does. Catherine?
I've got cake forks, and I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Nellie Baines.
Oh, steady,
says,
Ian.
should cake be eaten with a small cake spoon or a small cake fork?
Yes. Well, the cake fork is amazing because it has that sharp edge, doesn't it? So it's almost like a tasteful, allowable spork, but it's not. It's actually a fork and knife. A fife, if you will. A fife. There is one last thing we haven't mentioned, and it's more of a serious point, because each year here in the UK there are 12,000 accidental deaths, but we have 4 or 5 cutlery-related fatalities each year. And I think one of the dangers lurking in the kitchen is the dishwasher. You guys got dishwashers? You fancy
Yes, I do, yeah.
And have you noticed how the forks and the knives are always pointing up? You've got a slippery floor there. You've got your fairy liquid on the windowsill there, or in your kitchen cupboard. We're talking soapy water. You slip, your trip. Those forks and knives could end up somewhere very painful. So when you're loading and unloading your dishwasher, please take care.
Wise words.
Great way to end. Ian, where can people find you if they want to get more of this stuff?
Well, Mrs. Crawford, by accident, has booked me in at 1 or 2 comedy festivals so I can do my training.
Okay.
But by mistake, she's done it during the time some comedians are there. So I will be up at the Edinburgh Fringe this year, certainly at week 3. I'll even be at the Rick Mail Comedy Festival in, this is the first Rick Mail Festival in Droitwich Spa in June. And look out for me. I always say check local press for details. You know, just under the advert for a second-hand bike and all and somebody to cut your grass.
That advert,
Then look out for that. Otherwise, search Ian Crawford, cutlery safety expert, and you will find me. I am on TikTok. I'm on a little bit of Twitter. Somebody mentioned Instagram. I can't see it taking off, but you never know.
Ian, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you so
good
much.
booking, Katherine.
I feel
well
so
done.
much safer. We've all learned something and we've been entertained.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Think once, think twice, think fork, spoon, and knife, and keep up the great work, guys. Love it. See you soon.
Thanks very much, Ian. Take care. Well, that was great, wasn't it? That was.
I told you it would be great. I love him.
That was. I feel safe. I feel safer. I feel loved.
I need to look at what that alloy is. I feel like he shamed us there. We didn't really know what steel was made of, and
it's primarily aluminium.
Well, he says it's got a bit of chromium.
Iron, steel. Oh, steel is steel. Someone I think might have given us a little coffee.
That was very kind of him. I'm going to send him a little massage. He
yeah,
says, "Great fun. Thank you for the invite. Loved it."
I like that a lot.
He was great.
Zoom payment has been made. Okay, that's great. Let's check this. He was good. Yeah. Right, guys. He was good.
There's more to the man than hair. Great hair.
I don't really understand how Ko-fi works. How do I get your page? Payments. Let's see. It's hot, right? The heating's off. The heating has been on. But I just want to see someone donated something, and I just want to see who it.
It's only polite to say thank you, isn't it?
Simon Sword. Love all you do. Ian and Katherine. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. Right. So let's get the heavy shit out of the way. So some of you will have seen the videos and seen some of the tweets that it's not even been 2 weeks since I put the video up, right? So I put a video up detailing some of the abuse that I endured at the age of 9 in the Scouts and the Cubs, and it kind of went wilder than I ever could have thought. It's had like 35,000 views. They're in the papers. They don't tell you it's going to be in the online. They don't tell you it's going to be in the online papers. You just wake up and it's there, and they don't get in touch and ask for a quote or anything.
Yeah, and then you get a comment section full of nonsense.
Oh yeah, I've had that. Yeah. So there's some stuff I can say, and there's some stuff I can't say because now we're talking to the police, right? And it's tricky because a lot of the people are dead. A lot of the people are dead. That means that not all of them are dead. But so I've had, I think, 26 men get in touch with. It's been so heavy. So I've had 26 men get in touch who are specifically involved in this. I've also had about 40 very well-meaning emails from other people going, really proud of you of what you're doing. Here's my story of child sexual abuse. So I'm reading all this stuff, and at the start I'm thinking, I've got to reply to all these people. And of course they don't. So if you've sent me those emails and I haven't replied, I'm probably not going to. And if I'm honest, I haven't read all of them, because as soon as I see that, I go, right, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. So I've had about 25 men get in touch who were there, and I've just heard the worst stories. I am remembering more stuff that happened to me. I can remember this stuff is coming up, and it's stuff I'm thinking, shit, I don't want to fucking remember that. So I kind of put a block on it. But stuff's coming up. We've gone to the police. 10 men have spoken to the police. The police are going to. We've been warned that the police will play tennis with it, because it took place in 2 different places. So the police force we're talking to have said, well, most of them are dead, so there's not a lot we can do. And we're like, well, they're not all dead, and they're going to try and palm it off to another police force, who are then going to go, well, no, it's nothing to do with us. And so we're going to play ping pong for a bit. So that's going to be fun. I've spoken to the Scouts, who I thought were being really, really helpful. They're not. Here's what I've discovered, right? Safeguarding departments are there to protect the organisation, not the people, in the same way that HR is there to protect the organisation, not the people. So the Scouts, I thought, were being really helpful. We had a really positive meeting with them. And then they've kind of, in their emails, they're now saying they didn't say what they said in the meeting. Well, I took very, very detailed notes. I know exactly what was said. So we're having that. I'm also aware, God, I feel fucking sick talking about it. I'm also aware I'm starting to sound like, do you remember Mr. Ethical? Phoned us up, right? And he was talking about one of the banks. I can't remember what bank it was. And I feel bad because I kind of tore him apart. It turns out he was right, and he won a massive case. And maybe he didn't present it in the best way, but I don't want this, but he was right.
It wasn't even that.
I
remember rightly what happened, and it was a personality thing rather than a factual thing.
Yeah, well, But I'm starting to feel like him and other people going, well, there's a fucking conspiracy and there's a cover-up. I feel like one of those people that's got, like a cork board with a picture in the middle and bits of string coming off, because that's what's going on in my head. There is a cover-up, right? There's a cover-up by the scouts and potentially the police. And I'm aware that when you say those words out loud, people go, oh, fuck. Yeah, all right, mate, 9/11 and Princess Diana and all of that. It's looking very, very likely there is a cover-up with both of those institutions. It's looking very, very likely. And I have days where I just will be in the kitchen and then I'll suddenly collapse and be on the floor sobbing. You know when you sob like when someone's dead? It's like that animal howl. I have that. Then I have days when I'm kind of enthused and it's like, fucking do it. And, I never quite got it. I always found it a little patronizing when people would talk about stuff like this and people go, oh, they're being so brave. And I think that's a little bit, fuck me, no, it's not patronizing. It's fucking brave, man, because it's not week 2. I've not started getting flack from people and it's going to come because families are involved. So I'm expecting some kind of kickback there. I don't give a shit what people outside of this thing, but I'm expecting that. It's draining because I'm remembering more stuff and it's like fucking time travel. 1 minute I'm here. It's like Severance. 1 minute I'm here. The next minute I'm there. And it's like, fuck, how do I get out of this? It's just, fuck me, man. It's fucking doing me in and it's not even been 2 weeks. And so there will be times when we kind of pull shows and stuff, and I know you guys are cool with that, and there'll be a couple that aren't, and that's fine. But there will be times when we pull shows. It's just, I'm not even going to cry. I just feel so fucking tired and so empty and so pissed off, and so every fucking organisation is putting a block in. They're like, oh yeah, no, we really want to help you and we care about you, and then you try and go to the next level, and it's and it's just like, why the fuck why is every stage of this got to be a battle? Why is every single fucking stage of this got to be a battle? So it's exhausting. I have a couple of friends who I'm going through this with. One I knew, one approached me 13 years ago to ask if I wanted to go to the police, and I wasn't ready, and so didn't, and that means we missed a couple of people because they died, a couple of the paedophiles. So I've got him. There's another guy who I've been speaking to through this, and actually he's been very, very supportive. And there is a community of men, some of whom I'm talking to more than others. Some just came with their initial story and went, here's a story, I don't want to get involved. It's okay, that's fine. So it is just fucking doing me in, man. It's so fucking depressing, and it's sucking the joy out of most things. You're going to see a bit from last week where it was one of the most joyful things in my life, and Katherine is looking after me incredibly well, and I've been around there most nights for my tea, and I love you very dearly, and you're looking after me immensely, and I'm so grateful for that. But it's like, this is fucking week 2. The fuck, this is going to go on for ages, man. And a few people have said, well, if most of them are dead, how are you going to get justice? And it's a very one-dimensional view of justice, that justice can only be served in a court of law. There are some people alive. I would like to see them in a court of law, but that's not the point of this. And I got a feeling it ain't going to get there. It might do, but that's not the point of this. I mean, one of them's in prison already for this shit. That's not the point. The point for me is people know who and what the dead people were, what they did and what they were, because they're still quite well respected. I want people to fucking know what they did and what they were, and I want people to know about the living ones, what they did. Because one's in prison, some have gotten away with it. And I just want people to know, and I'm not doing it for money. Listen, if the scouts come and say, here's some money, I fucking take it if I'm entitled to it. But I certainly wouldn't, it's certainly not the point of it. I wouldn't take money if I had to sign an NDA. That ain't happening. So the point of it is, I want people to know what those people are. I want if 25 men have got in touch in 2 weeks, then there's going to be, it's potentially, again, it sounds conspiracy, there's potentially hundreds of men involved in this one thing because it went on for years. And it took place in the Cubs, and we're finding out it took place in a school as well. So that's it. But it's exhausting. I'm not sleeping well, and when I do, I'm dreaming about that shit. And I got anxiety stomach talking about it. So that's where it's at. And thank you for looking after me, because I adore you. And I couldn't do this shit without you. It's in part why I couldn't do it 13 years ago. So that is where it's at. Now, I don't know if you have anything you want to say, or should we move on to the fun stuff?
There isn't very much to say, is there? Apart from, I feel like a big part of what would go some way towards feeling like justice is if some of these organisations that are involved, and there's more than one, accepted that it happened.
The Scouts have accepted it happened, and I've said me and one other guy kind of leading it, I guess you could say, and we've said we want a public apology from them. We want a public acknowledgement and apology from them. And they did a very cagey, okay, well we'll leave that with the legal team.
They'll be frightened to do that because it potentially opens the floodgates, doesn't it?
Here's the fucking thing. The safeguarding department in the Scouts is the biggest department. And I said, is it because of all this historical stuff? They went, yes, right? This will have affected tens of thousands of kids, right? And the Scouts know who these people were. They have this thing. Listen to this fucking phrase they have, right? They said, we have a list of, we've got all of the names you've mentioned in front of us, and some of them left unsatisfactorily, and some of them left satisfactorily. And what unsatisfactorily means is they were paedophiles. That's it. And that's the phrase they use, right? So they've got all of these lists of these people from me, and they'll have this list from people all over the country from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but they won't fucking say anything until people go to them and say, I was molested by, X, Y, Z. And they'll go, we're really sorry that happened. Those people left unsatisfactory. All of that shit. And of course, the reason they can't come out first and say, we as the Scouts like to apologise, these 1,000 volunteers abuse kids, because they would get sued to fuck. They would be destroyed. And that's why they won't do it. That's part of the cover-up. They know who these people are. They have a file on all of these people, which they won't let me see. They won't let me see. They won't let me see what these people did, why they had to leave the Scouts. Has anyone made a complaint about them in the last 45 years? They won't let me see it, but they've fucking got it. So that's that. But thank you. I love you very much. Anyway, so last week, oh God, let me go to the toilet.
This shit is so hard. And if I know there are people watching this now who were either involved in this or it's ringing bells for you. There's nothing anyone can say to make it not be shit. But the only thing that I need you to know, and I think he'd want you to know as well, not your shame. That was not your shame. You did nothing wrong. You were a kid. And those people failed you. And it's on them. And I think part of this is about handing that back. So, lots of love to you, and I mean that, and probably means nothing. But if it happened to you, I'm so, so sorry. It shouldn't have. And that stuff's not yours. It's just horrific, isn't it? Anyway.
Right.
There we are.
Right. So, in other news, last week, so I've been banging on for ages about the Man from Del Monte, right? This band that I was obsessed with when I was 14, my first gig, 14 3/4. 15, 16, 17, and they split up in 91. And I loved them, and they were managed by John Ronson, and they were Manchester. They were big. They played to 2,000-3,000 people at the time. London, they weren't quite so big. Anyway, loved this band, and through a whole series of events. And I can read all of your comments. Thank you. And I'm not going to comment on them because I need to move on, but I read all of them. I thank you for sharing them. Through a series of events I don't quite understand, I've ended up managing them, and they reformed, and they played a little warm-up gig in Wales a few weeks ago, but they played their first gig.
Well, you say they reformed, that's cutting out a big part of the story. They reformed because you went to one and said, do you fancy doing it? Maybe if they did. And then you went to the other one and said, do you fancy doing it? Well, maybe if they said they were up for it. And you went, well, they actually are. That's how it happened.
I did the game of, well,
my mate fancies you.
Yeah, Martin, and they say, so we did that. So it's happened, and it's fucking amazing, and they're just such beautiful people. I love them all. I had a crush on all of them at one point as well, in some point, because they're all just so beautiful. And they I kept saying to them, you have got no idea the noise that's going to greet you when you come on stage. And they're like, yeah. And then they came up on stage and they started crying a bit because it was just this thing. And the first song, it was 500 people, sold out, band on the wall in Manchester. The first song, 500 people singing back at them, and Sheila, the bass player, she physically pushed back by the sound, and this grin on her face. It was beautiful because her 35-year-old son was there, and he was a baby in one of the videos, and he's dancing with her, and he's in tears. It was great, right? I've never been kissed by so many drunk men coming up. I fucking love you, Ian. Fucking thank you so much. It was a stressful day.
I thought they were northern.
They were from all over the place. That was my northern voice. It was a very stressful day, but it was beautiful. Then they played a smaller gig in an art centre, and then they're playing Manchester Academy 2 in April, which is 900 people. There's only 20 tickets left now.
Is that the one I'm coming to?
Yes, the one you're coming to.
Wait.
They're playing one in London on April the 25th, and then who knows what's going to happen. They've not. I've asked if they want to book any more gigs. They're not for the moment. They're going to record some new songs. They're going to put a live album out. There's going to be a live movie, all of that shit. And I would like to show you one of the songs that they play. This was filmed at Band on the Wall. It's proper filming. And this, for me, sums up... Oh, I'm pulled out. Hang on.
He's pulled the headphones out, guys.
Hang on a minute.
There it is. I got it.
We got it. And this sums up the vibe of... Yeah, I got it. Where is it? I got it here, right? Indulge me. Oh, we're going to play the whole thing. Fuck it, right? Because this is just so beautiful. So this is Mike on acoustic guitar. That's Sheila. That's John Ronson. Sat there. Drums is Howard. Howard is 70 on the drums, right? And Martin on electric guitar. But then, and I didn't know this was going to happen, right? So have some of this. Oh.
It's the man from Del Monte, everybody!
It's a little bit quiet.
Devil.
But then suddenly you're on someone else's stage. So what do you do? What do you do? There's Chris Addison there. You get everyone else up on stage with you.
Is he crying?
He's very emotional. They used to have like stage invasions back in the day. Where it's a little bit quiet. There's not really a lot I can do, I'm afraid. They used to have stage invasions. This is one of the things they were known for.
I'm never going to get up there.
You're getting up there, Katherine.
You have to heave me up.
You're going to see someone in a red T-shirt. That's Chris Addison, who's going to come and stand next to me. That's Chris there. Who I'd never met before that night, but he kept kissing me.
Is your Bezzy?
Everyone was waiting for the stage invasion, and no one was going to do it.
Note to self: must not wear short skirt.
No, don't. Look at, but wait for the. Look at Sheila's face. Look. Everyone's getting up now. I fucking made this happen.
You're going to push him off in a minute.
It's Howard. He's 70. No one knew Roxy was coming with the trombone. Everyone goes mental.
Oh, look at that. Great tights.
There's loads of pints being waved around.
She get out, see her friends, know she stays at home alone. Eats like a bird and drinks like a fish. She can smile, but she's transparent. I see through her.
That's Mike's son there, Julian.
Is she a girl? Is she a ghost? She is the only girl in my world. I am the loneliest boy.
Look at Sheila's face. That's her son, Jack, there.
You take the earth and the wells and the trees. Will nobody save Louise? She can dance, but she can stand. She will need 100 helping hands. And I am only one small man. She can smile, but she's transparent. I see through her every word. Is she a girl? Is she a ghost? She is the only
Look at that, man.
girl in my world. I am the loneliest boy.
It's funny because a lot of old men climbed up on the stage and now it's just full of teenagers.
Will nobody save Louise? She won't walk to the end of the street. Too many friends she's friends.
He's loving it, that guy.
She won't talk in a public place. Too many people do stare at her ugly face.
Get that pint down you.
Listen to this.
Is that his kid then?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
She is the only girl in my world. I am the loneliest boy. Look to extinction, left of a kind. You say the earth and the wells and love. You say the earth and the wells and the trees. Will nobody say Louise?
I made the mistake of jumping at the very start. Genuinely thought I was going to fucking die at
Are
this
you out
point.
hoofing at the back?
It was one verse longer than I remember. Yes, mate. Absolutely fucked.
The faces. Keep zoning in on different people's faces. It's all joy.
Isn't magic? Isn't that magic?
That's what it's all about.
This is one of my greatest achievements. I don't want to overplay my part in it. I feel very, very proud that this took place, and it was in part because of me. Then it's loads of people trying to get off stage. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. What was really exciting is he's gone. I'm up there, and I knew this guy was there because I said hello. But suddenly I'm up on stage, and I get a tap on my shoulder. It's my friend Malcolm stood next to me on stage, and he was the one I used to go to the gigs with all the time. And suddenly we're 35, 36 years later, we're stood next to each other, dancing on stage.
Perfect.
Love it. So that's that. Peter says not a phone in sight. I have my phone out. I have mine out, even though it's been filmed. But it's so many fake. You know, the guy that filmed it brought his whole team. He had about 12 cameras in there. He did it at mates' rates because he loved the band. Beautiful. Right, exactly what was needed. Let's do a bit of Eldorado. I don't know if we can do the whole one. I'm flagging.
Can't stomach it.
I'm flagging a little bit. Let's do a little bit of Eldorado. How many people have we got watching on YouTube? 'Cause we have big numbers. We have big numbers tonight, guys. Where does it say you switch accounts? View your channel. That's 106. I put a new picture up. 106. Yes, Skype isn't open. Let me open Skype. Skype is open.
While it lasts.
Paulie D, give me a number. I think it's 52, but give me a number, Paulie D. 51. Gatford, give us a call.
Gatford, give us a call.
Where are we? Is it? It's there, isn't it? Yeah. 51. Let's see where we are. Thank you guys for you being so patient, and stuff's going on, and you know that if I'm being quiet, then there's stuff going on.
I've got to use up this credit somehow.
I don't, but Skype's free.
Well, it was a joke.
Oh.
I wouldn't open with it, mate, and you literally did.
Well, I'm not a comedian.
Jokes have to be based in some form of reality.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, I'm not a comedian.
That's the cop out. You do a joke, it dies. You go, what have you got there?
I've got a cold
sore. Oh, you got a cold sore. Oh, sorry.
I've got a little patch on it.
Oh, kid, I'm sorry.
Do you know what that is? That's when I realised I've been stressed out.
Well, you have different ways of it. For me, it's headaches, migraines. Yours, it's that. It's interesting how the body just goes, got to let go.
Have that.
Got to let go. Sorry, I didn't mean to draw attention to it.
Right,
is that the fancy LA coffee you've been drinking?
No.
Nice to see you, man. What's going on?
It's Ofsted.
Have you got the O word?
I've had it.
Oh, you've had it?
Survived it.
Congratulations. And was it as bad as they say it is?
The run-up was worse than the actual thing. The actual thing was kind of thrilling because it was, right, let's show them then. And the kids came out in support, so it was great. It was very heartening, actually.
Because that, from what my friends who are teachers say to me, that is like the scariest thing that can happen to them.
Yeah, and that's been built up since I started teaching. So, we're going to get Ofsted, we're going to get Ofsted, we're going to get Ofsted. It's been going on for about 18 months. And so when it finally the call came, I was almost relieved that the end was in sight.
Good.
So, yeah, I will reveal all as soon as I am able to.
Well, of course, yes. You signed an NDA or something, I'm sure.
Well, no, you just can't say anything until the actual report comes out. Otherwise, they could change it.
Fair enough.
For naughtiness.
Yeah. You were going to get outstanding and then Kath did something on the Twitch stream. So
Outspoken. It's been changed to gobshite.
Poor. Yeah. I've had a week off and I've done stuff all with it. And, I like it.
Yeah. Do you know what? You haven't done stuff all with it. You have done what you wanted to. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I've rested, done the R word.
Mm-hmm.
And I've rewatched the entire 9 series of Seinfeld again.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like an ordeal to me. So well done.
Well, yeah. Well, just on in the background, like when I'm doing things and stuff, So, but yeah, some of it doesn't hold up anymore, which I know is not surprising for a show that's 20 years old, but most of it is good. But some of it's a bit like, not funny.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I suppose that's the way it goes. Because you grow as a person and things change and things move on. If it was still funny,
I'd say about
70, wouldn't there?
I'd say 70% funny now, so still pretty good.
That's not a bad hit rate.
It's not a bad hit rate at all.
Not bad at all. Other than that, just checking in and intrigued to see how things are going for you both. So just checking in.
Well, it's nice to see you.
Well, how are things going for you?
Yeah, not bad. Went to see it. It was my mum's birthday last weekend, and we went to see it, and she was really good. She was the best. We actually even had the conversation between me and my sister of like, does she need to be in a home anymore? Like, almost like we were having that conversation. I don't know how serious it was. It was just a conversation, but it was like, she's now been good for like 3 consecutive visits. So I don't think it will go anywhere, but it was just nice to see her and have a really good time. She had a really good birthday.
May I make an observation from my experience?
Please do.
She's probably doing good because she's in the home.
True, yeah, and she's got into a routine and she's settled there, I would agree.
And there are people talking to her constantly, looking after her, all of that is my observation on my personal experience.
As I said I think I was the one to my sister was sort of full of like hope, and I was like, let's wait and see. And I think I was more like you, sensible. Like I didn't use those words, and I think it's probably right that I probably relay that to her at some point. Is she's doing well, she's in home because it's wise. But yeah, I was more and the next 3 visits could be awful. So
yeah, take it.
Yeah.
When you get the good days, take it, and when you get the bad days, remember that good days happened and they will happen again.
But what was weird was her memory. Like, she could remember, like, good friend of mine's got 4 kids. I struggled to remember the name of all 4 kids. I'm not good with that. She reeled them off like that. And she hasn't seen them in 10 years. So I just don't get the human brain.
No, it's wild.
You know, yeah. But no, and actually, despite not really doing an awful lot, I have had a good week, actually. So I've switched off. I haven't looked at my work emails. I haven't thought about work.
I think we've got to stop seeing rest as like the thing that we have to deserve. And actually, it's a necessity, isn't it?
Yeah. I wish I mean, I was a little bit annoyed because I was originally told I could carry these days over to April, and then I was told I couldn't. So I was a bit annoyed about having to be off. But actually, I've enjoyed it.
Good.
Gatford, I'm just going to let you go because we've got someone else that's coming through.
Cut me
Lots
off.
of lovers. We'll cut you off, totally. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm kind of okay. It's nice listening to your radio show.
Thank you. Who are you?
My name is Omar. Sorry, I was slightly mean last time we spoke.
Oh, yeah. Remind me what you said last time.
I don't know. The ending, what I was trying to say was... I told you all that stuff about my Japanese wife.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say? You remind me.
He had a Japanese wife, and there was a story full of holes.
Oh, the bullshit.
Yes.
So you don't have a Japanese wife?
I have a Japanese fiancé.
Right, bye. Bullshit me once, fool
Shame
on
you.
you. Bullshit me twice, fuck off.
Can I have that? Would that be wrong to put in the classroom? I might do a little
do a
tapestry.
poster with a Native American in silhouette looking out over the mountain.
I was thinking of doing a cross-stitch sampler of it.
What was it? Bullshit me once, shame on you. Bullshit me twice, fuck off. Right, 51.
Let's go.
I can't be fucking bothered. Actually, I can't wait for Skype to go. I don't want phone calls from anybody.
Wow. Pete says, make it a t-shirt.
Let's see how far we get with this shit.
Wants it tattooed on
Do you think this is the computer game show podcast? We don't do that. We don't do that. And do you know what? I just can't be bothered with people. I just can't be bothered with people asking dickhead questions. So
come
goodbye.
on, let's do this.
Right, if the director's something Prosser, it's the guy that we're going to get on the show. Stephen Butcher!
All right, we can go in then, can we?
Yes. So what? He's got Baby Clive has gone back.
Did Baby Clive get dropped off at the airport?
The fuck is he doing there? Oh Mr. Yentop.
Why you do this?
Why you do this?
It's so very wrong.
So is he such a bad man? This is what he says. Oh, Mr. Yentop. Can we let's find that? 'Cause if you'd have watched the show a couple of weeks ago, you'd have seen it. I can find it pretty quickly.
Oh God, that's so funny.
Oh, Mr. Yentop.
Why you do this?
You're such a bad man. It's the doctor. So the last 2 weeks ago, when Katherine was jet lagged, we watched some news footage about the show ending and stuff like that. And there was a clip of him going, "Oh, Mr. Yentop, why you do this?"
And Joy going, I know that it's a difficult decision you have to make, Mr. Yentop.
Oh, Mr. Yentop. We just spent the night going, "Oh, Mr. Yentop." Let's see if we can find
Why'd you
it.
do this?
Bear with me. It's worth. It's definitely worth waiting for. Hang on a second. It'll take a little bit.
Someone made the urban assassin out of Lego.
Sorry. Oh, you guys can't see it.
Please tell me. Yes.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. It's honestly, you've got to join the Eldorado Facebook page. It is wild. Graham says, when I was gigging a couple of Fridays back, I genuinely thought mid-set, I wonder what's happening in Eldorado. There's him in Midsummer Murders.
Oh, wow. Oh, Mr. Ian Top. Why are you doing
Mr.
this?
Ian Top.
Why are you doing this?
Thing is, now there's so many people, it's difficult to find stuff. We will... Oh, Mr. Ian Top. Why you do this? Hang on. It's going to be worth it. Trust me. What a woman. Trust me, it's worth it. We're going to keep going. We're not stopping. We're not. Oh,
wow! Was that his? Okay, that was his headshot. It's a choice.
Oh, Mr. Yerdolf. We're only at the 4th of March. Fucking hell.
Oh, Mr. Yerdolf.
All right, maybe we won't.
We've done an impression of it. Is that not enough?
But I want people to see how accurate our impression of it is. 28th February. We're getting close. Oh, Mr. Yerdolf. Are we getting close? There he is. Everyone hates him.
Why are you doing this?
Mr. Yerdolf.
Why are you doing this?
Keep going. Keep going. Everyone's showing off their signed photos.
Zona B.
We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We are now nearly there. Oh, that's what. Oh, sexy. Come on, guys. Oh, maybe we're so far in now. It would be churlish to stop, but I feel I'm going to have to stop. Mr. Yerdolf. But we felt, look, so much has been posted now. Those twats. Okay, it looks like we're not going to find it. Oh no, we're close. Oh, he's in this one. Oh no, that's where the guys go around to have a look around the town. That's a really good one. I thoroughly recommend that. Eldorado Christmas Party, that's us. My queen. All right, we're not going to find it. We're not going to find it. No. This could be. No. Although this looks good. This isn't it, but it looks good.
Last day of filming in Spain in what appears to be 1932, the quality of this film.
Filmed on a potato. I will be having that at some point. No, we're close.
We're not.
No, but he's here. Look, he slags off Spanish TV.
No, it's only the dogs.
The dogs. They are. What's the word for? Pretty much everybody. Yeah. Which tours around the old Eldorado set. And yesterday I was talking to some of the tour visitors, and the one name that kept on coming out was Franco Ray, and how handsome he is, and how sexy he is.
Well, I don't know. You can ask her. She's going over the top, isn't she? She's going over the top. I think it's.
We're getting close to it.
Franco.
We're getting close.
He's the Carl Kennedy of the piece, isn't he? Oh, I remember this bit. Yeah, we're close.
We're close. Oh, that's the weird interview that we never got around to watching. We're getting close, guys. Oh, God, I'm going to have to bail because even I'm getting bored. That's not it. We're so close. Those are the trailers. We're so close. That's Jerry with the guy that wrote East is East, right? We're getting close.
Is that who she's married to?
Yeah. Wow. We're getting close. All this, so it's literally a 4-second clip of the Spanish doctor going, "Oh, Mr. Yerdolf." Here we go. Really fucking good.
Officially today. The last programme won't be shown. Try to save the show.
Eventually, some of the won't be so entire programme.
What?
Here we go. Here we go. Look. Here we go.
Iain, the BBC controller responsible for axing the programme, is not a popular man around these parts.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, how wrong he is. What cruel man.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, how cruel he is.
What a cruel man.
How wrong he is. What a cruel
Popular man around these parts.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, how wrong he is. What cruel man.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, how wrong he is. What cruel man. You do it.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, why you do this? Oh, no. It says I'm Mr. Johnson on there.
I know. The subtitle
For axing the programme is not a popular man around these parts.
Oh, Mr. Yentop, how wrong he is. What cruel man.
What a cruel man.
But he doesn't say that. He says, what cruel man. Doesn't say what a.
What cruel man, he says. It's very sad. It's a man on the edge there.
Fuck it. I fucking love that page.
Oh, Mr. Yentop.
I love that Facebook page so much.
They'll never know.
Back to this shit. Oh, fuck. This prick's back. Fucking
Not
hell.
for long.
He went off to identify... No, he'd seen the body. Then he disappeared.
Back with his suit on. Oh, with a black armband.
Let me take that.
Also...
Shouldn't wear that on a plane.
You shouldn't wear a suit on a plane. You wear comfy clothes.
Flipping honk.
I like it on long haul flights when you'll see people who are like experienced flyers and they'll go in the toilet and they come out in PJs.
I just wore an elasticated waist. I smothered my face in Bepanthen.
What's Bepanthen?
Nappy cream. I was moisturised.
How was your journey?
Great by the time I landed.
He's still got the black armband on. That's wild.
Okay. At least your plane was
Queen Victoria.
late. And how was England? You can tell me about that in the car.
How was England?
We can tell me about that in the car.
Oh, Mr. Yentop.
Why you do this?
What cruel man.
And who's this?
Oh, I bet she's the horny old lady's daughter.
Okay, let's proceed.
No, she's someone.
Las Barcos. Las Barcos.
We don't get these kind of shots.
Countryside.
Delis says, what will we watch when there's no more Eldorado? Let me explain a few things, Delis. This is 51 of about 160 episodes.
Let's not
We
think about
started watching it August the 12th. Get this, 2023. We ain't never running out of Eldorados. And if we do, we start again. What was he indicating? Oh, he's telling me.
This is the Doctor. And Bunny. Ooh, what are they pulling off for?
It's the A41. Oh, we got a while, Dallas.
Spanish also going to come down the road in a minute and go,
Dirty bastards! That's what we do. We drive past doggers on the A41.
And honk them.
And Katherine is often asleep at that point because we might be coming back from Kath, wake up, it's the A41. Meh, meh. Dirty bastards!
Sometimes it doesn't need to wake me up, it's just a reflex.
Yeah. Doctor undoes his flight, Bunny puts his head down.
Oh, God.
You know, Bunny, people come to my surgery.
Stop. Why are we doing this there? He's got his own house with no one in it. They could talk in there.
Well, they just do it while you're driving.
Why have they had to stop?
They want a pill for this, pill for that.
Oh, Big Pharma.
Oh, he's going to start talking about how depression couldn't be cured with tablets.
They are too thin, they are too fat, they can't sleep too well. Look, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
You're too fat, is what he's going to say, and sad.
Sometimes I think they come just to talk. And perhaps...
They can't be asked to talk.
Sometimes I think they come just to talk.
Just talking. He does them more good than...
As a mental health practitioner, I agree.
Yes, but sometimes medicine also helps.
IainLeeCounselling.com. Actually, I'm full.
Any pills I could prescribe? Yes, well, you always did have a good bedside manner, Roberto.
Oh. romantic.
Grave is never a welcome visitor.
Wise words.
Oh, Mr. Yento.
But we cannot shut it out. We can't pretend it's not there.
He's acting the thoughts. Look, we cannot shut it out. We can pretend it's not there. But we cannot get rid of it.
Any pills I could prescribe?
Yes, well, you always did have a good bedside manner, Roberto.
Oh, what a backstory.
Roberto. Oh, is this saying they've been gay together?
To me, it is, yes.
He's going to act the emotion with his face.
Grave is never a welcome visitor.
Go.
But we cannot shut it out.
Now.
We can't pretend it's not there. Work through it. Play through it. Put on a brave face. But it cannot be denied. You don't have to talk to me about it, Danny. Unless you feel it would help.
She's got printouts.
She's the new producer of Eldorado. Suddenly it's gone like Larry Sanders, and we're seeing behind the scenes as it happens.
I've got a suggestion. Put your seatbelt on.
Shut up. It's the mid-90s in a foreign country. You don't have to.
Do you think I'm a bad man, Roberto?
Not yet, but you will do.
Would you like me to be?
Yeah, he's going to be bad later.
Of course not.
I sometimes wonder. I wasn't thinking about her during the funeral. I was thinking of me.
It's natural.
I mean, there I was back in England to watch a box being lowered into the ground.
That's what a funeral is.
But it wasn't Fizz they were burying. It was the dreams of a...
You fucking prick.
That's my dreams.
Silly, selfish old man.
No, Benny. Not selfish.
But silly.
You wanted the best for her.
And old.
As well as for you.
I wanted something that was never mine to have.
Yeah, her teenage fanny.
Oh, my God.
I think the rest of you knew that from the start.
Yes, they did. They were slagging
Perhaps.
her off.
But it won't make
In fact,
it
no,
easier
they were slagging her off.
for you now.
I didn't start thinking of her until I was on the plane. And I knew I'd be coming back to... The place is going to seem so empty without her.
She's not been
You
there
could
for ages.
always come and stay with us. If you
Abuela would like to see you.
feel it would help.
About her age, isn't he?
No, Roberto, you're right. I'm going to have to face up to things.
Where's this? This
All right,
looks nice.
who do you think this mysterious woman is then?
Yeah, like you say, she's Denture Cream's daughter.
Okay. She's haughty. She's haughty.
You don't expect me to carry my own bag, do you?
We've not seen this before.
We have seen this hotel before. That's where they didn't have sex.
You're right. He's going to look at it. He's going to look at it. No tip. Look at her and walk off pissed off.
Keep the change.
Oh, I was wrong. I misjudged the lady. I misjudgeth the lady.
Good morning, ma'am. I have a reservation.
And no microphone by the sound of it.
Hang on, look how loose his cast is.
It has been all the way. He's holding it on with his finger.
Tricky reckons it's Tandy's ex.
Keep the change.
Not the
No,
pregnant
she's
one.
not.
Good morning, ma'am. I have a reservation.
Good morning, I have a reservation.
Look how loose that is.
He can get a knitting needle down that and give himself a good spin. Have you ever had one of those?
No, I've never broken a bone.
When you take them off, your arm stinks.
I know, 'cause-
all your skin peels off.
Yeah, I know. Kim is always breaking his bones, and he stinks either way.
Oh, please don't, darling. You'll end up breaking more than you wash.
Just thought I ought to make myself useful.
Well, you don't have to.
Fucking size of that thing.
Looks like my daughter in her new knee boots.
She's walking around. They're like sort of 60s go-go boots, and I did text Katherine and go, they look great, but they do look like wellies
Because
on her.
my youngest said, look like wellies.
Unless, of course, you've got time to kill. What are your plans today?
Well, the guy said they'd pick me up in here a bit later on, so...
Oh, yeah?
What's that supposed to mean?
I thought you said they were boring.
I thought you said they were boring.
She did go fed, didn't she?
Yes.
I thought you said they were boring.
Oh, yeah, but I've got no one else to play with, have I? Mummy's always working.
Ooh.
It's gone sex. Nellie's keeping a pause counter, 31.
She offered to shower him the other day, didn't she, and wipe his bot?
Let's go back on here.
Yeah,
Just thought I ought to make myself useful.
Well, you don't have to. Unless, of course, you've got time to kill. What are your plans today?
Well, the guy said they'd pick me up in here a bit later on, so...
Oh, yeah?
What's that supposed to mean?
I thought you said they were boring.
I thought you said they were boring. What was it Little and said that sounds like that? Yeah.
Gazumba! I forgot my swimsuit.
That was it. I forgot my swimsuit.
That was from a TV show she used to watch when she was tiny.
Oh, yeah, but I've got no one else to play with, have I? Mummy's always working.
Mummy's sad.
Oh, well, I could always get Jerry in to mind the bar for me. Actually, there's this group playing at Tivoli World called Broken Windows. I don't suppose it's your kind of thing.
Broken Windows.
Why is she being all flirty? Look
I
what
don't
she does with her
Oh, yeah,
hand.
but I've got no one else to play with, have I? Mummy's always working.
Look at her.
Well, I could always get Jerry in to mind the bar for me. Actually, there's this group playing at Tivoli World called Broken Windows. I don't suppose it's your kind of thing, really.
Coquettish.
That is, isn't it?
Cream horns, anyone? Says Elsid.
Broken Windows.
It's 70s.
60s.
So you've heard of them?
Yeah, of course. They did that song, Out of the Rain. They split up in the 70s.
Oh.
Is Broken Windows a real band? Out of the Rain. Let's find out. Broken Windows, Out of the Rain. If you have broken windows due to rain, all right.
Call a professional.
Broken Windows band Eldorado. Liz Jones and Broken Windows. No.
No,
it's something different. Okay, guys. Okay, we
They've
got
made
excited.
it up for the purposes of drama.
Got back together recently to cash in on the nostalgia bit.
My son's a genius.
My son said of Broken Windows.
Look at her face.
Anyway, I don't suppose it's your sort of thing, huh?
Oh, you're joking? I'd love to go. It'd be great.
Good.
G&T twice, please, Joyce.
Oh, make mine a mineral water, please.
Put a fucking lens cap on that camera, mate. It's really making me anxious.
Are you okay?
Still a bit worse, if anything. Are you sure milk of magnesia is the right thing?
Well, for that sort of cramp, yes, it should do the trick. It's only stage fright. You know, I think these are rather good, even though I say it myself.
God.
Are they
His
dirty?
crotch.
Oh, Jesus. You
He's
guys.
got a cut lunch.
Bloody hell.
He's got a full moose knuckle on display.
Look at that. He's packing, though, isn't he?
Great.
Good.
Let's have a little look. Right.
G&T twice, please, Joyce.
Oh, make mine a mineral water, please.
Are you okay?
Still a bit worse, if anything. Are you sure milk of magnesia is the right thing?
Well, for that sort of cramp, yes, it should do the trick. It's only stage fright. You know, I think...
Oh, God.
He's got massive balls.
Or a fat fanny, I'm going to say it.
He's got a mangina.
Ouch. Surely that seam is cutting him in half.
These are rather good, even though I say it myself.
Well, I think they're terrific. And Philippe ought to be paying you for them.
Oh, he took... he was doing pictures, but they didn't want Nessa in.
Who's this?
That'll be Lux.
No,
Hello,
it's
Lucky. It is.
It is.
It's Lux. You come up here, darling. Come on, my baby. You get to see Lucky's tail. Hello, baby. Everyone's a bit unsettled, aren't they? Everyone's a little bit unsettled because of Lucy Apple.
No, don't be ridiculous. I'm an amateur.
What do you think, Joy? Philip's using all of Stanley's pictures for his
You
advertising.
see Nellie's comment.
Go on.
You read it.
At his age, it'll be all bollock. Don't make me beat Nellie's voice. That Man has a lot of faith in that seam, says Jenna.
I'd say that's got to be worth a few free tennis lessons.
Oh, at least. Although from what I hear, you'll be lucky to get a free roll of film out of Philippe.
Oh, really? I didn't know he was that mean. I suppose he's got to find the money for all of Isabel's wardrobe.
Right. Some old fucker walks in with pennies, coppers, to pay for his drinks. No, mate. Out.
But he's got one of those purses that was sort of horseshoe shaped. You can just tip
somewhere.
No, I don't mind. I enjoyed it.
Come on now.
Have you been robbing piggy banks?
I thought this might be the ideal opportunity.
To do what?
To phone home, of course.
Stanley, I thought we said that...
You said you would sleep on it.
I was just being silly. Oh, let's forget all about it, eh?
Until the next time. I really think you should make contact. Put your mind at rest. One way or the other.
He's back home with his PC. And we all know what's on his hard drive.
Here we go. I'm going to watch him be miserable again for another half an hour. A wife is wife.
Take it
That's
off.
as loose as Baby Clive's cast.
Lucky's getting a bit fat. Oh, and there's Pat-Pats. We've got 2 cats on the table. This is a rarity.
Now the grieving period is over. He's back on the market. Come on. In fact, I think he has.
He's doing it there. Look at that face.
Hello,
What's he doing with that armband, guys?
Dirty boy.
So, when do you want to go then?
To see Broken Windows at Tivoli Gardens.
Tonight, actually, would be best for me.
Because that's when they're playing.
They're only on for 3 nights.
Okay.
Clive, seriously, though, only if you really want to.
Oh, Mum. I'm really looking forward.
Please sing a bit of the made-up song. Please.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, it's
Ow.
It's a shame Terry isn't here.
Sorry, cat.
Could have been just like the old days with us going to gigs, you know?
Yep.
Who's Terry?
Terry was her old boyfriend who was a rock star.
Just like the old days.
You know, it's funny. He was only going on about Broken Windows a few weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, he's been going out with her ex-boyfriend, hasn't he?
He's been going out with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, and that's not weird.
He's been going out
with her boyfriend Terry that she used to be going out with in England.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you still see him.
Sometimes.
Oh, right.
How is he?
Okay.
Are we going to get a rock star character?
We might.
Oh, fucking great.
Terry.
Oh, I'd love a rock star character.
Same old Terry.
Well, that speaks volumes.
Oh, and which chapter are you interested in?
Why is it getting flirty again?
Chapter 69.
Oh, come on.
And what makes you think I'm interested in any of it? I was just being polite. Where's he living now?
South London. He's moved to Stratton.
What's he got, a flat house?
No, just a tiny...
And look at her cleaning that table. She's doing absolutely nothing. Now, we know she's distracted, but look.
What's he got, a flat house?
No, just a tiny flat. I think he's renting it.
Is he seeing anyone?
Ah, you're kidding. No, still no women in his life. Oh, apart from Eleanor Rigby, Peggy Sue.
Oh, God. Maybe
Just
he's not a rock star.
So music. So
Only music about girls.
Graham, you can probably identify with this prick. And he goes, "There's no just
Eleanor Rigby, Peggy Sue. Carol.
I can't think of any.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh God, I can't think of any.
Julie.
Julie. Yeah, apart from Sweet Caroline and Whoa, Julie.
And Monica, Alison, Philip, Sue.
That hadn't happened at that point.
Feels like it did.
All right.
That.
Stacey's mum. Okay, right. Thank you, Nelly.
Roxanne.
Let's get back into this awkward conversation.
Maria.
And Long Tall Sally.
Yeah, and the rest.
Long Tall Sally! That was it! That was the one!
Scared Patty.
No, just the music. Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Oh,
Oh, the rest of the conversation should be song lyrics or song titles.
should be someone in his life, you know, it would do him the world of good.
You fit? As I'll ever be.
Come on then.
What time do you want me back to get to Ben on Madden?
7-ish?
Come on, Blake.
Okay, see you later.
Lost confidence in Ben on Madden then. Hear it.
New clothes. Jolene. Betty Sue, Visionary. Betty Sue?
No, mate.
What? If Visionary thought Peggy Sue was Betty Sue this whole time, then I have to ban her from the community.
Don't tell her otherwise. Let her live in dreams. Uh-oh.
Anything yet?
No, and I'm never late. I must be.
Oh, you
Oh, she's talking about periods.
Oh, Kaylee.
don't know for
Too late.
sure. Sometimes when you're nervous, that makes it even later.
Eloise.
Maybe you'd better have a test.
Victoria.
So, why don't you come down during your siesta? I'll make...
Michelle. Mabel. Maggie May. Mardista.
Calling Gloria.
Make sure Pedro is free for you.
Well, it's not my birthday for ages, so it can't be a surprise party.
Well, it could be, mate.
Baby shower, innit?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Whatever it is, you two are plotting.
Why do men always assume that women are talking about them?
Because they usually are.
Because in my case, it's always true.
Well, I was just arranging a ride. So, I'll see you at 3 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
We better get a move on. We're late.
Sorry, Catherine. Someone's trying to get your attention.
I know.
She does that when I've got clients, and sometimes the camera's angled a little bit lower so they can see her face. This is Patty, her face looking up at me.
Like, so? You know what to do.
I love my cat.
8.
That's all we got.
Hello.
Are you sure these are okay?
Well, they are not brilliant.
They're just shit snaps taken by someone. They ain't going to publicise the club. They're just holiday snaps.
Why don't you have them done properly? Professionally, I mean.
Why did they put stickers on? It was obvious they were shit photos. We didn't need a sticker.
To show that they'd seen them, so don't be sending me any more filth.
Ah, they'll do. It's not worth doing them again. I thought something like that for the leaflet, huh?
Ah, yes.
It's got all bran.
Bunny, you're back.
Yes, just stocking up.
Oh, we all missed you. Well, as usual, staff shortages.
I'm so sorry. I'll ring this up for you.
Thank you.
So good to see you back, Bunny. You must come and visit us very soon.
Yes, Roberto's already asked me.
Oh, good. So when can we expect you?
Well, I shall need a little time to settle back into my old routine.
That beep stubbed on. I was waiting for evidence. Listen, right, the beep stubbed on.
As usual, staff shortages.
I'm so
Different
sorry.
tone to it, and then there's the fourth one. The beep's a little bit late.
I'll ring this up for you.
And also, nothing comes up on the till. Sorry.
So
can
good
you
to
see
see
the
you
till?
back, Bunny.
Yeah.
You must come and visit us very
Right.
soon.
Yes, Roberto's already asked me.
Oh, good. So when can we expect
Next one,
you?
the beep's late.
Well, I shall need a little time to settle back.
I don't know why that entertains me. I am ruining the magic. Pause counter 59. Thank you.
My old routine.
It's 1,240. But don't leave it too long. It's not good for you to be on your own too much at a time like this.
Oh, don't worry, Rosario. He's in safe hands. I'll take you for a cup of coffee, Bunny.
Look at Snowy's saggy pocket.
Sounds like you're talking about Abuela.
Here you go, close up.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I'll take over.
Well, it looks all very impressive.
Thank you.
I just hope you can deliver all your promises.
Don't worry. Next year, the club will have a waiting list just to get on the waiting list.
Oh, a waiting list just to get on the waiting list.
Something on a red there.
I think there's something going around these cats.
You found it?
No.
I'll show you. There.
I think there might be some ticks.
Yeet.
Let's go.
Thanks.
Oh, I used to love those machines with the little balls of shit.
What are they called in Japan? Not Gumbas. Gumbas is Nintendo. What are they're called?
So, how was it?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, Bonnie, you've got to talk about these things.
Of course not, but...
Tell me about Las Terrazzas. Who's not speaking to who? Is there any scandal?
Las Terrazzas,
the
that's
young-
the urbanisation.
The young lads are going mental, literally.
You don't want to hear about all that.
But I do, Snowy. I do. That's exactly what I want to hear about. Come on, you must have something juicy to tell me.
Oh, but a funny thing did happen while you were away. I got myself into a bit of trouble with Dr. Webb's wife.
Snowy, I'm surprised at you.
What happened?
Oh, yeah. She found him asleep on the sofa, didn't she?
I've just spoken with Trina on the phone right now.
What did she say?
I've just spoken to Trina on the phone right now.
What did she say? I don't know. We couldn't make it out. That's why she's not in it anymore.
Well, she hasn't changed her mind.
Who's Trina?
His daughter. They had to keep dubbing.
Oh,
what she was saying.
yeah.
She's determined to stay.
Or determined to punish you for making her feel a fool.
Well, what's the difference? I still think it's time one of us flew to Denmark to talk this over with
And didn't come back.
her face to face.
That's just what she's expecting, you know?
Well, I hope so.
Well, you're a
We're her
pair.
parents.
Quite right, Pierre.
69 on the pause counter.
She's entitled to expect us to be concerned when she says she wants to leave home.
You really don't understand teenage girls, do you? All this is just about her getting attention.
What?
I was just the same at her age. The whole world has to revolve around.
Well, no, her dad was carrying on with her boyfriend's mum.
Just think, 35 episodes ago, this would be done in Danish.
Yeah, with no subtitles.
Yeah, yeah.
Jetlina, I think this is much more than that.
Maybe. Look, I got clients waiting. I can't discuss this now. Just wait till I get back before you start making any rash decisions, okay?
I wish I had some milkmen around here. I'm always forgetting to buy any.
Now, if that's not an innuendo.
You okay?
Oh, me, I'm fine.
You just look a bit down.
Who runs for milk? Unless you got people round, you're not going to run for milk.
Oh, Bunny's back.
Maybe he's already put the... Oh, the worst. When you've already put the water in and so now it's stewing. You got to run.
Oh, is he? How is he?
Oh, you know, Bunny, putting on a brave front.
British stiff upper lip, he invented it.
Well, he certainly got it down to a fine art.
He's not the only one.
Why is he taking pictures of kids now? He's just taking pictures of kids. And then another one without them knowing.
Stop it.
They sent you to do this, didn't they?
Oh, here we go. Here's this.
Now,
here is the sensitive portrayal of mental illness.
this is the acting that on the Eldorado Facebook page says exactly that. It's a sensitive portrayal of mental illness.
I beg your pardon?
It's all right. You don't have to answer. I know what's going on.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
I know their game. You can tell them that from me.
I'm sorry. Who exactly?
That's how funny. That's how I know if a client does scratches like that, I know we're in
Like
big
a
trouble.
primate.
Yeah, we are in a big trouble.
What are we talking about? Gin and tonic, please, Alan.
Coming up.
Alan, is your brother all right?
No.
Why do you ask?
I was taking a photograph of the bar just
Scratched
now.
his head
and
like a
it,
monkey.
Seemed to upset him. I mean, I didn't mean any harm. Rosemary's rehearsing, and I just had a loose end and thought I'd take a few snaps, that's all.
200%, yes, please.
Thanks.
What did he say?
No, I probably got the wrong end of the stick.
He has been behaving a bit odd lately. I talked to Freddie about it. He thought it was because he's been upset about Dad and worried about Mum.
But you're a doctor. What do you reckon? Do you think it could be something more serious?
No, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I mean, grief takes different people different ways.
So, what did they say when you told them? Oh, it was all right. I thought they'd be really heavy, but they just said they'd think about it.
Actually, they're just glad to get rid of him.
Sorry? I can't imagine my parents being like that. Yeah, well, you don't need...
Diesel.
End Coast Longshoreman.
Diesel, Continental.
We save all lives.
Let's get away. You've got your freedom.
We serve all lives.
Harsh
we
says,
serve all lines.
KWS, please don't go.
Yeah. So where are you going then? Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, he's still talking about going away. Just fuck off.
But one thing I do know is I'm not staying here, and I'm definitely not going back to England.
Right, here's when you make a... right, when I was in Pakistan, and I was playing Christopher Lee's double, and I would be him in the background with a mask on, and he would be in the foreground acting, right? And one of the first things scenes I had to do, I was very, very nervous. First things I had to do was Christopher Lee is talking to Shashi Kapoor right up front, and I'm a ghost of Christopher Lee playing pool in the background, right? So I'm playing pool, and within 30 seconds they were like, stop, Iain, we can hear you. Can you hit the white ball, but don't hit any of the other balls because it makes a noise?
John bloody Virgo.
Yeah, exactly. Because it makes a noise, right? When you're doing this, you're shooting like, right, don't move your arms, but don't fucking play the football. Don't play it because it's too much noise. Move your arms. We'll dub something on a little bit later. But once you've got that, you're stuck in it.
Yes. You're not much of a recommendation for coming out here?
Were you thinking about it then?
Maybe.
Well, it's different for you. You'd at least have made the choice.
Okay.
We didn't actually have any say in the matter.
Yeah, one day your parents had this dream, you know, the great master plan. The next
That language is a little fruity.
next thing you know, you're out here living it.
And if you don't like it, you get the new European bit.
But they're not Europeans at all. Each person brings out their own little piece of England with them.
Or France.
Yeah, it's the same with everybody.
Not to me. Yeah, but I mean, you've still got to put up with the rest of us, though. No, that's true.
There's expats out here who've spoken nothing but English. They've got English clubs, English societies. They can't go to the movies because it's in Spanish, so they sit at home and watch satellite TV. They might just as well be in Bolton.
Yeah, but you can go to the movies, or do anything else for that matter.
So?
So I don't know what you're complaining about. Seems to me they're the ones with the problem, not you.
You've changed your tune a bit. I thought you didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go and see Broken Windows tonight with my mum.
Seems to me it makes no difference where you live. It's what you make of it.
I'm sorry, it was the first thing that came into my head.
It's okay. You had said something. Is he here?
He's in the office.
Has he said anything? You know, has he asked you?
No.
They had like pregnancy tests you could piss on in the 90s, right?
Yeah. Maybe she's waiting for, I don't know.
Jim says
someone to wave the pendulum over it.
the bloody horses have got foot amps.
Oh, do you think you suspect something?
Women have all got very, very baggy crotches, and the men just about.
Good luck. I'm thinking of taking Sultan out for a run.
Naked.
Flip it out. What's
Do you wanna
going on
come?
with his crotch?
Why not?
Hey, Ingrid, get some...
It's got an armadillo shoved down there. Oh, breaking news. Gene Hackman. I don't know why I've got breaking news on here. Breaking news. Gene Hackman.
Oh, this is going to be horrible.
Where is it? Oh, where is Gene Hackman? Okay, I've got to find it now.
Can you not click on it?
Well, I just clicked on it and it brought up stuff I didn't particularly want to say. Gene Hackman. Here we go. Cause of death.
Revealed.
There we go. Found dead. Officials are trying to get to the bottom of it. Officials have declared Betsy died from natural causes, with Jean also showing symptoms of significant cardiovascular disease and advanced Alzheimer's. They predicted Betsy passed away first a week before her husband, according to the results of the investigation. Jean may not have been aware of her part. Well, that's
gosh, that's dark, isn't it? Poor people.
That's horrible, man.
I want to settle up Sultan and
That
Pedro,
would
please.
explain why the dog was dead.
2 others survived, didn't they?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I thought I'd check out the opposition before I finalize my advertising.
Ah, good idea.
I showed it to Isabel. She was most impressed.
Good. How is she?
Fine. Pale?
Okay. He's just worried about Trine. She says he doesn't want to come back.
She's bound to be upset for a while.
I think she's just taking some kind of silly revenge.
Talk about revenge. I once thought how amusing it might have been if you and I, you know...
Flipping it, mate. Give it a day off.
Good revenge, huh?
We'd never do anything like that.
I know. It's just for the joke.
Well, fuck for the joke.
Ha ha ha!
Most amusing.
Lisa there.
Remember, this is not Jessie Birdsall on the horse. It's a stuntman with a wig.
And she thinks she's pregnant. She's doing that.
Yep. There we go. There we go. Look at that thick head of hair. It's not Jessie Birdsall.
In his work trousers. Thank you, Jessie.
Comes out from behind the horse.
You're going to beat me there for a minute?
No, you were just playing with me.
You're good. Then you've been riding longer than me, haven't you?
He's doing Archer's acting.
You're good.
As long as I can remember.
Must be time.
In my family, everyone learns to ride almost as soon as we can walk. That wasn't the same in yours.
No. The only riding
He rode like this.
I did as a kid was on a donkey on Southend seafront.
But
Were you
if
naked
you
then?
had children, you would teach them young.
Not something that's likely to happen. I'll tell you what. We give the horses a couple of minutes to cool down. I'll race you back, yeah?
If that's what you want.
Go on.
What the fuck is that?
Evening, Javier.
Bunny, you're back.
Go on. Did you say his line? Evening, Javier.
Evening, Javier.
Bunny, you're back. Not seen him for a month.
Then he's going to turn round. He's going to look at his crotch. Then he's going to look above his head. Then he's going to look to the side.
But never at the eyes.
Yes, just checking everything's in order for tonight.
Of course.
Oh, you dirty bastard! He's put his finger in it. He's put his finger in it.
What on earth would Iain Crawford say? Use a spoon.
If that spoon goes back in,
Spoon
I'm
sense.
reporting them.
Spoon sense.
It needs to simmer for at least another hour.
Just a touch more garlic, I think.
If you say
A bit
so.
less finger, mate.
Back in.
Yes, jolly good. Carry on.
Tickety boo. He's not been to tickety boo yet. Who put pink and green together, by the way? Why so glum? It's definitely Denter Green's daughter.
Who are those two dudes?
I think they're playing Petanka.
With their bollocks.
One up, one down. Look at them.
Our Joy was a right little groupie once upon a time.
Give it a rest, Trish.
It's true.
Everyone goes through a phase like that. I was a lot younger then.
What band did you follow?
The citrus on a plate
They
again.
always cut the citrus.
Broken Windows?
I'm not that old.
She didn't actually follow a band. She followed a singer. Or did the singer follow her? I could never make my mind up.
Trish, have you ever had a bottle of wine broken over your head?
Not recently, dear.
Stick around, because you could be in for
Stick around, you could be in for a wild
an
ride.
experience.
Oh, tell us about him, Joy.
There's nothing much to tell, really.
Oh, yeah.
I was just coming out of my divorce when I met him.
Yeah, he was the lead vocalist. She did the doo-wop.
He was... I booked him to sing at my wine bar one Saturday night, and he just sort of became a permanent fixture, you know? Clive adored him, of course. He was wild, totally irresponsible, everything a young boy admires.
Introducing the next character.
I want a rock star character in Eldorado so much.
Played by Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Oh. Lyndhurst?
Yes.
Do you not mean the other?
No. I want it
Okay,
to
you
be
don't mean Paul
Lyndhurst.
Nicholas.
I want it to
Okay.
be Lyndhurst in a terrible wig.
As if you disapprove.
Hey guys, what's going on? You know, it's great to be here. Yeah.
Too much either, dear.
No. but I should have known it couldn't last.
Right, what went wrong?
He just came in one night, said he'd met some mates and was off to the States. So, it was on with a backpack and he was gone.
Well, why didn't you go with him?
He didn't ask me. Lucky old me, eh? The trip was a complete disaster. He came back with a suntan, few new lines of chat, not exactly a superstar. Made no difference to Clive, of course. He could see no wrong in him, so just decided to give it a go for the boy's sake.
Just for Clive's sake?
We made a lot of new plans. Actually, you know, it was his idea to come to Spain and run a bar.
Oh!
Shit, the bed.
He was going to be the barman, I was going to be the brains.
Yeah.
Ah! That meowing is his phone.
It's my phone. Sorry, it's we nearly finished.
You were going to make the money, he was going to spend it.
Yeah. And it didn't quite work out that way because...
What, you went back on the road again?
No. Kicked him out.
And she's been regretting it ever since.
That is not true. One of us had to grow up, and it obviously wasn't going to be him.
Hello, sweet.
I thought we were going to discuss this first.
Not much point. I gotta go.
Bye.
P.S. This is Joy's real life husband.
You think it would
They were they married at this point?
I don't think
be better if I went?
I'd like to go. Look, this is all my fault. This whole thing. I made a fool of myself and it rebounded on Trina. That's why she's gone.
He's taking some cassettes. He's got some cassettes to put in his suitcase.
So I gotta be the one who tries to get her back.
Where are my tapes? I want to take my tapes.
When are you leaving?
My book and my Pringle jumper.
And my tapes.
Close the shop for a couple of days. You'll be okay, won't you?
Of course.
You know, I'm sorry about this whole thing.
I know.
I don't suppose you'll forgive me.
That's not the point. I've accepted it.
And now I'm going to have a very awkward affair with Flea.
Can't change what's happened. Now you just have to try and convince Trina about that.
Trina. Everyone in the cupboard! Hooray! Stop taking.
I'm glad you're going out with her tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good gig.
It's broken windows.
It means a lot to her, you know. You're the apple of her eye. She's always on about you.
Yeah.
It's because you're baby Clive.
Clive this, Clive that. She misses you when you're in England.
Yeah, well, I miss her too.
Yeah, but it's different for you. I mean, you've got all your schoolmates. It gets a bit quiet here, especially...
Yeah, it's easier for him, actually. Now I think about it, yeah. It's easier for him than it is for
in boarding
her.
school,
Yeah, it's easier for him.
Especially in the winter, when you've got no one to share things with.
Well, she's got you, hasn't she?
Some people might say that was a mixed blessing, dear.
Anyway, she seems to be keeping herself pretty busy, what with the bar and everything.
Yeah, well, you know your mother. But if you ask me, she does get a bit lonely.
Well, no, you think she would have said something to me about it if she was?
Well, I would have thought that you'd be the hardest one to tell.
Also...
She's supposed to look after him, not the other way
You
around.
ready, Clive?
Yeah.
You enjoy yourselves, eh?
We will. Jerry, good luck.
I don't like this relationship. It's a bit too intimate.
What was Trish on about?
Oh, nothing.
Are you serious?
He's still selling his shirts.
He's bankrupt stock.
You know, we really mustn't put a no hawkers sign up in this plaza. This isn't on.
Live and let live, Joy.
You're joking.
So you get yourself a really good bargain now,
Now, one thing you should learn, Fred,
What the fuck is she wearing?
I think she's worn that before when
She
they went
has,
to
yeah.
the club.
is you don't have to carry on with the sales patter once the punter's parted with his cash, okay?
You know, I'm not doing too bad. I nearly sold out. Perhaps you would have liked a cut.
My weight. 4,000 for that.
It'll be about 20 minutes, Freddie.
Okay. Well, I'll have a drink while I'm waiting.
Would you like to buy some shirts?
No.
That one would really suit you.
Looks like we're going to be busy tonight.
Perhaps they've all heard you've come back.
Maybe.
I like the way his sideburns point on what he's looking at. We're done for
Ah, good evening. Table for one, or are you waiting for someone?
For one.
This way, please. You here on holiday?
Maybe.
Can I get you something to drink?
Wine list?
That is a classy wine list. Bit of paper in a
He's
plastic
put it in a
thing.
plastic sleeve. He's not
Do you have a
an
half bottle of this one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. I think you'll enjoy that one.
That's why there's... I'm going to say it. It's why I asked for it. So I also think the same.
Can I have a half bottle of it? Yeah, hang on a minute.
Are you sure you feel up to eating?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, they're there.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
I just wondered.
Oh, don't fuss, Stanley. You know I don't like it.
Well, if he's putting on a front, he's certainly doing a good job.
I thought I'd hang around here just in case.
Pause counter 100.
Nick is not the breaking down sort. If he needs help, he'll ask for it.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
I wish you'd persuade him to come and stay with us for a few days.
I have made the offer. Now it's up to Bunny. I think we should let him get through this on his own time.
Just because I ran away from my family doesn't mean that I wouldn't like to have children of my own.
He'll offer her a glass of wine. She'll say no. He'll click.
One day.
Pilar?
Yes.
What's got into you? First you start being sick
You cannot pronounce my name right. We've
everywhere.
been together for ages.
and then you keep going on about families and kids and stuff. You're not pregnant, are you?
Of course not.
Good.
Spaghetti vongole, please.
As a starter?
No,
Spaghetti bongole.
Spaghetti vongole, I think she said.
Harsh says, I love it when you pause to read out the pause counter. Is she Bunny's and the Doctor's child? This is like who was the father of Michelle's baby. She's going to look at everyone, so we think, oh, who is she? She's there to see. Yeah. Then she looks over and she sees herself as an old man, and she becomes the old man. Then she looks over and sees herself as a baby. That's the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So it's a clever joke.
Oh, we're never going to know.
Well, not
what
now,
a
we're not.
pain in the ass.
Well, but that was obviously going to be the...
I thought she was going to go, Mummy! What are you doing here? Da, 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 da.
Thank you, everyone. Patreons, we dig you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. This will get uploaded probably Sunday, actually, because we're off to the football tomorrow, and you're off to Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
Pause counter 115. Thank you for everything. We had laughs, we had highs, we had lows, we had ups, we had downs.